Hey, Steph Infection, what's your favorite scary movie?
Was it Scream 7? I don't know. Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome to Deadsville.
Greetings, Boo Believers. Welcome to Deadsville Horror Talk. I'm your host, Ronin James, and to my left, the lovely Steph Infection.
Hello, Scream Hearts.
Tonight, we are going to review Scream 7 in 4DX. We just got out of the theater and just got back here to the studio, burning the midnight oil, as it's actually midnight right now as I say that, Steph Infection.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm very aware because I have to get up in a few hours.
All right, so Steph Infection is going to stick around. She's going to do the spoiler-free review with me, and then she's going to dip out of here because she's got work in the morning, and I am going to fly solo for the
Breakdown.
spoilery breakdown.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got some gripes, so we'll get there. But before that, about us, real quick, I am stuntman, director, and now content creator, I guess, Ronin James. I've been a stuntman for 20 years. If you haven't listened to the show before, then you've seen me die, get beat up, blown up, shot, crash cars, and TV and movies and all that stuff before, I guarantee it.
Definitely.
And Steph Infection has been in a few things herself. So we also produce Amityville Barbie.
Yes.
We do Deadsville Horror Talk. We have a lot of content that we create. So before we move on to our show, though, please make sure that you like, subscribe, follow. Feel free to shoot us an email and let us know what you think. If you have a movie you want us to review or what you thought of Scream 7, maybe we'll read your comments on our next episode when we hit the mailbag, which we haven't done in a while.
No, yeah, because email doesn't really do great. So message us, comment your questions, write your
Comment
name
on this
after.
episode if you're watching.
That's our best bet. Yeah, don't email. Just comment on everything. Comment. We like them better.
Yeah, comments are great.
Yeah.
Interaction is great. Engagement is key. So if you like the show, make sure you drop a comment and let us know what you think of the Scream franchise. What was your favorite Scream movie? And if you've seen Scream 7, let us know what you thought. All right. Now that that's out of the way, Steph Infection, let's get into it.
All right, you want the synopsis, Vernon?
Give us the synopsis, Steph Infection.
All right, you're never going to guess the storyline. But when a new Ghostface killer emerges in a town where Sydney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. I never saw that coming.
Never.
No.
A next generation move?
Yeah, no, never.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it? All right. So.
All right, well.
Yeah. That pretty much sums it up pretty well. It's, gives us the basic. We're getting a kind of generational reset here, if you will.
Yep. So
still kind of, it's a passing of the torch. We finally get our Sydney back that everybody has wanted, and now we're getting the daughter action.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that again.
Oh, you know what I meant.
So problematic.
So problematic on this show. But you know what I'm saying? We're getting the passing of the torch to the daughter.
Yes. I know, I agree.
The proverbial passing of the torch.
And, so.
So, all right. So our director, writers, etc., Steph Infection? What do we
So our director, is Kevin Williamson, which he was a writer on the original and Scream 2. So we have that going for us, which I will just...
The return of Kevin Williamson.
Yeah, which I will say, I thought definitely saw it through. I saw it through the script. It was,
Yeah, welcome return to the...
nostalgia. Let's just say there's a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, it definitely had that feel of the old Scream movies.
Absolutely, way more than the last two.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. The writers, though, we have Kevin Williamson, Guy Busick, and James Vanderbilt also credited. So
yes.
Not sure what they did in there.
But. James. Who's this one? Guy Busick did Ready or Not.
Oh,
writer.
Nice. Okay.
Did the 2022 Scream.
Okay.
Abigail.
Oh, okay. Scream. I thought I recognized the name. So he's worked with. Oh, maybe
Scream 6 also.
Yeah.
James Vanderbilt, I know that name.
He works with Radio Silence because he worked on Abigail and the previous Scream movies. So I guess he's a holdover and helped write on this one. Interesting.
James Vanderbilt was a producer on Zodiac. And producer of the Scream 2022. I guess that's the 5th one. Independence Day Resurgence. There's some Scream 6 also. So they're the newer kind of writers with the old one. Yeah.
Movies teaming up with the OG to create this new movie to take us into the next step of the franchise.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's jump into our cast.
So, obviously,
the return of Nev Campbell.
I know.
That's the big name here.
Yeah, which was
Sidney Prescott Evans, as she is known here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we didn't find out and this, did we Google it? Did we find out if
the husband?
So Joel McHale plays her husband, Mark Evans, and who was what's his name's character from Scream? Are they retconning that?
I don't know. Let me see.
Patrick Dempsey's character.
Mark, what was Evans? Let's see. Usually has a played by. Yeah, that's the same character.
It's the same character, so.
It looks like. Are you seeing that?
Patrick Dempsey, Detective Mark Kincaid.
Yeah.
So
different last name.
Yeah, so here we go. So, and I'm not sure if this is retcon or not. I guess
what is
it
retcon? I don't know what that means.
It means they redid the lore.
Okay. Just slightly?
Yeah, they just changed it around because this is Patrick Dempsey played Detective Mark Kincaid in Scream 3. He was set to reappear as Kincaid in Scream 4. However, he declined due to the filming of Transformers Dark of the Moon.
So I'm wondering if them giving him a different last name means that we are supposed to go, all right, it's a different character, but because it's a different last name.
Yeah.
So he's still a cop, but it's the same kind of storyline, so it kind of like falls into that.
Yeah, Sydney's got a thing for cops, apparently.
Yeah, I would say they're different people. Like, I would go with that.
I guess, and the same first name as well? I mean, Mark?
I mean, nobody ever has the same first name. That never happens. But that's what I mean. It's maybe like you don't really know what they were trying to do.
Yeah, I question too, because...
I would have rather them just recast it and kept the same name, honestly.
But I think this is maybe they kind of did, they just changed the last name and kind of, and again, like I said, retconned his whole character's existence. So we just kind of forget about Mark Kincaid and just go, he was always Mark. What was it?
Evans.
He was always Mark Evans.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way.
The daughter's dad, so it's not like it was the stepdad. He was the actual dad because she calls him dad.
Yes. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, interesting. We'll have to wait and see what the creators say about this. The two Marks, a tale of two Marks.
It's probably like we recast it. We wanted to switch it up a little. I don't know.
Sydney and her Marks.
Make it a little bit different.
Sydney loves cops named Mark.
Yeah, apparently.
He's got a type.
Definitely has a type.
So we had Courtney Cox returning as Gail Weathers. Mm-hmm. And, she was good.
She looked a lot better than she has in the last few years. Like, her face, I thought she looked really good.
All right.
What do you mean, all right?
No comment? I'm not allowed to comment on women's faces.
Okay, well, I can comment on her face, and I thought she looked great.
Knock yourself out. Isabel May was the newcomer to the franchise as Tatum Evans. Mm-hmm. And Tatum, a interesting name choice to name her daughter Tatum.
That was her best friend.
Yeah, and it's talked about in the movie. Obviously, it is explored and it is discussed in the film. So
of why she was named, like the daughter has an issue with it. Maybe at one point. Yeah,
we don't have to get into it all, but it's
we're not.
It's for reasons, and they explain it, it actually it's worth noting that she's named after her, and it makes sense when you go and you watch the movie. So and when everything's kind of laid out, but it also makes sense how everybody kind of reacts to it too. Mm-hmm. So it's an ongoing thing, which. Yeah, it's interesting because it is kind of morbid, but at the same time, it is her. Well,
how many people? We literally so many parents name their children after dead relatives or best friends. I mean, it's a memorial, so it's not that far-fetched at all. Most people do that.
Brutally murdered, though, and
what's the difference? That was your best friend that died.
I get it. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
we had the return of the Martins, the Meeks Martins, Jasmine Savoy Brown, and Mason Gooding. And Mindy didn't annoy me this one.
No, totally not. She was.
I guess the writers figured out how to write her.
Well, she looked. I don't know. She looked more mature too. She looked a little bit more like even as her character, not even just like the actual actress. Like she just looked like maybe she grew up a little bit in the franchise and also in like she just was not annoying at all. Because we went into this going, oh, Mindy better.
Well, again, it could be the writing. I mean, it could be the fact that she's just better written as well. The writers that that Kevin Williamson wrote a better character for her. I will say, that's something to touch on later. They were decent though, and I kind of liked how they're worked into the franchise now. I won't give anything away, but it's a good way that they bring everybody together. To kind of all play in this sandbox. We had Anna Camp as Jessica Bowden.
You know from
The Neighbor.
I know from Pitch Perfect and some other stuff.
We already discussed Joel McHale as Mark. And then, a cast of like the
We
Friends
got Ethan
Embry. Ethan Embry, who people would recognize.
Preston. That's right. Every single time. What were we just watching? That it was the.
Well, Can't Hardly Wait.
No.
Is the one. And then,
that's he's Preston.
Records was his big one.
Wow.
Another one of his big ones.
Yeah. Even though I saw that first, I still think it Can't Hardly Wait, and I always have to say Preston. Or he's obsessed with Mandy. That's where my brain goes to every time with him. But no, we were just watching a short the other day.
Oh, we were watching Masters of Horror.
Yeah. And he was
the old Masters of Horror series, and he was in the season 1, episode 1.
Yeah, so it was funny. I was like, whoa,
good episode.
twice in 1 week.
Yeah. We had, and the young cast is pretty good. I'll mention Asa German, I guess is how his name is pronounced, who I know from Gen V. And he's been in a couple other things as well, but Gen V is really the one where I know him from. He was good in this as like the creepy, real, like true crime.
Yeah.
Devotee, true crime like addict.
Yeah, he's kind of like a Randy like with a spin.
With the true crime. Yeah.
Like it's like he's all in knowing of that kind of
and he
lore.
obsesses over Sydney, obviously his next door neighbor.
Yeah. So other cast, we'll just say without any spoilers, we do see Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
We do see David Arquette.
Yep.
We do see Scott Foley.
Yep.
And some other ones.
We got a few.
So there are some.
And we could also mention Roger Jackson is the voice once again.
Oh yes.
Always returning.
Yeah, that's very cool. But without spoilers of how we see them. So.
Yeah, cast was really good. I thought for the most part, I enjoyed pretty much everybody's performances. It wasn't necessarily the cast that I had issues with. It was more in the, some of the execution. But we'll get to that now. So let's do our spoiler-free first takes.
Okay.
You're up first, Steph Infection.
Of course.
Ladies first, of course.
Of course. You should usually go longer. So I hated the last two.
You know what? Before we do that, why don't you do
Rotten Tomatoes? Yeah, that's right.
Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah. All right. So Rotten Tomatoes, so far, this is opening night, but people have had...
Yeah, there have been advanced screenings and critics
stuff.
have gotten to see the movie, obviously.
Yeah, so the Tomatometer, which is the critics, has a 39%, which is lower than I thought. But the audience popcorn meter is 74%. So, which I think it's a little bit harsh on the critic side. I did read a couple comments, and you can maybe get into that later. But I get I guess, where they're coming from. But overall, I knew the audience would come out on top with this.
Yeah, you figured the audience's score was going to be favorable, definitely more favorable than critics. They usually are on these movies, and the audience for Scream movies is pretty, they're pretty loyal. So they're going to show up and they're going to defend their franchise.
So going into this, you have to remember, this is the 7th movie in this franchise, okay? And the last 2, even though I was reminded today that we did have fun with it on our reviews that we did for 5 and 6, there were so many more problems with those. I went into this with a little bit lower expectations, but I was excited to see the cast, so I was wondering how they were going to make this cast work. I felt that it worked. I think there were, obviously, we called a couple things early on, so some things were very predictable. The nostalgia of this and the feel of, like, the fun slasher, you're laughing, you're kind of like scared of, the jump scares and stuff, but it's kind of like, Ghostface was always kind of more comical. It was like, I'm going to run and I'm going to trip and fall, and then you're going to, someone's going to just pop out, and then there's always going to be more, and you don't know where they're coming from. Like, all of that was very, you kind of knew exactly what you were getting into. I thought the storyline was very straightforward. We kind of knew there was, like I said, I wish some things weren't as easily kind of guessed early on. But this is our 7th one. We kind of know what they're going to do. There's a formula, yeah. I will say that there was something in the ending that I did not appreciate, and I'm sure Ronin will go into it later when I am not here. I thought it didn't fit, but the entire movie up until that one point in the end, I had so much fun with. Like, I loved the people that I saw. I loved the cast. I loved some nostalgia, bringing back between, and this isn't going to, spoil anything, but like wardrobe even, or like one-liners, stuff like that, like things that were just said that brought it back to the original one, because Nev Campbell hasn't been in it for a few of them. So it kind of all felt like, this is where I want it to be. This is where I want to see this go if it's going to go to 10 movies. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. But overall, I recommend, go see it. I had so much fun in the 4DX too, because it was moving. There was like fight scenes, which obviously there's going to be. And I don't remember feeling those blows to my back. Was that in the original? I don't think in Send Help
like the wind, you mean?
No,
actual punching.
Actually punching in the back.
There's a concussion.
In Send Help, we did not get that at all. I did not feel it.
I'm sure we did.
Well, I didn't feel it. This time I felt it. I felt it a lot. So that was fun. We did have some annoying people behind us that were talking the whole time, but other than that, it was really fun. I give it a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10.
6.5, maybe 7.
Yeah, because of the nostalgia.
All right.
I think I would say 7, just because I had fun. I had a lot of fun with it.
Fair enough.
So that's mine.
All right. Well, I'm going to be a little more harsh of a critic on it, because but I still did enjoy it, and I still really had a good time.
How many times did we clap?
Oh yeah, I felt like that again. Kevin Williamson brought back the essence of the original 2 movies here. You really felt like we were back with a real, a scary Ghostface who moved fast, who was on top of his opponents and like relentless. We had some really creative kills in this one. Some really creative kills. There were some things that I was like, man, I never thought of doing that. That's pretty impressive. The characters were pretty well fleshed out. Some of them didn't do as much. I felt, again, like our twins. They were in there, but I felt like they kind of just, the purpose that they were in there was good enough. I still felt like they were just kind of shoehorned in. They didn't have a whole lot to do.
Yeah, but it was okay.
And Yeah, and I don't want to give too much else away from that. Let's see. The stunts I thought were really good. There was like some chase scenes and some fight stuff and breakaways. Like they always do a good job with the breakaways in Scream movies. They don't skimp when it comes to close quarters fighting and struggling. They recognize the first thing that I, as a stunt coordinator, say anytime I go into a space where they're like, yeah, we're going to have a fight here. I'm like, okay, what can we break? Because that's the first thing that's going to happen. If people are fighting for their lives, they're going to break shit. Stuff is going to get destroyed. They're going to use things as weapons. So there was some good stuff in there. There was some good chase stuff, some good tension, some good camera work, really good stunt fighting and struggles. What else? I'm trying to think of the positives before I go on to the couple things that I didn't appreciate. I loved all the nostalgia of it, too. I really did like the way that they worked in all of the cameos. I thought that it made sense, and especially in today's day and age, I felt like it was a smart way to write them all in and not make it seem too far-fetched or too forced or cheesy. I felt like it I thought it really worked the way that all played
one
out.
in the beginning, you really didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah.
You didn't know. We had an idea, but
absolutely.
You didn't know.
And it was great to see all them back. Matthew Lillard, awesome performance as always. He was awesome.
Oh, I love him.
Great. Every time he popped up, he was killing it. He was just chewing up the scene. It was amazing. So yeah, that's the good. And again, all the actors, great job. I will say that my biggest complaints are going to come from, once again, some writing issues where some characters make some decisions that I find questionable, and I'll get into them in the spoiler section. You can believe that, but yeah, that's where this movie kind of loses some points for me because there's other ways to write around it without making it so dumb.
Yeah.
Like there was ways you could have written it and made it more believable and to me it just left me scratching my head a couple times. And again also I felt that the ending didn't quite work for me. Also, I called one thing right away.
Oh, we both did.
As soon as we meet one of the characters, I'm like, yep, boom, yep, that
person.
Yep.
And there was still a twist added to that, however, not believable.
Even when when they laid out their backstory, I knew exactly what was going. I was like, this is like you're telegraphing this. This is so predictable. I know, and I guess also partially because of it's a certain actor. I guess, like it's a known actor. So when you have this known actor pop up in this little bit part, you're just like, oh man, what's this actor doing? This little bit part.
I feel like that's a spoiler it's just a spoiler within its own. But it's not. It doesn't end there.
It doesn't end there.
But I kind of wish it ended in another way.
I wish it ended different. And I'll get into it in the spoiler section. But I will say I wish it ended differently. That's my biggest complaint is the ending just kind of fell flat for me. The movie up until the ending, there was a lot of it worked really well for me. I thought the opening was awesome. Yeah. The opening that we see in the trailer, I thought that was awesome. You see a lot of that in the trailer. If you've watched the trailer, it's the
Airbnb
Mocker house is being used as an Airbnb and the couple visiting, and yes, shit goes south.
Yeah.
And it's a really fun way to open the movie. But yeah, through the whole movie, we really don't know, is Stu alive or isn't Stu alive?
Yeah, the whole movie.
So I thought they did a really good job with that as well. And aside from the one scene that kind of played in the middle, where I get what they had to do, they had to get something had to happen with a certain character, but they just could have written that one better. That one just fell flat for me. But other than that, the movie cooked pretty well until the end, and then it really just kind of, I was just like,
I will say, without any spoilers, it didn't make sense to me. Like I had more questions. I was like, wait, what? What? That I have a lot of questions, and I know I'm not going to be here because I have to leave for the spoiler.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of questions with that ending.
Yeah, I mean, the ending was... there was just, like, way too much...
I didn't know how we got there.
And there was just, like, way too much exposition during the ending.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I get it. Villains have to, like, reveal their evil plan and lay it all out at the end. But holy shit, it was
didn't
like
actually make sense.
It was some super convoluted stuff.
Yeah,
so that was to follow it while they were.
And I thought I missed something in the last couple movies.
Yeah, I had to go back. We had to check and see if the character was in some of the old movies.
And I
missed something
because that would have made total sense. But no, not that I saw. Unless I'm totally missing something. I don't think so.
No.
So it's kind of just a storyline that I was like, we probably could have gotten here with somebody else.
With a better ending.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the ride.
It was a lot of fun. So much fun. When we got
to the destination, it was just like,
yeah. But
I guess
I'm in it for the next one too. Like I'm in
absolutely.
it, and that's what I'll say. We can wrap up so you can get into all these spoilers and stuff. But
well, let me give my score here.
Okay.
And I do a scale of 1 to 5, so I don't do these big numbers. I do.
Oh, no. These big numbers. 10, 10, so big.
I go with. I'm gonna go 3.25.
Oh my gosh, why are you gonna be so weird and like
I do a
difficult?
Scale of 1 to 5, and I do increments of quarters. That's how I run my scale.
I know. I do it like Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, well. I do quarters.
Okay,
I quarter my tomatoes.
So whatever, if somebody wants to convert that for us.
So if you want to call it, it would be
no, we don't need
6.5.
So it's what I said. This is exactly what we did the last podcast. You had some weird
7.5.
I absolutely did not rewind the tape. No.
Your score was 7.5.
I did not. I said 6.5, maybe a 7.
That's right, you did. You said 6.5, maybe 7. Yeah.
No.
All right.
So
we're right
same
about
as last time. I know. That's what usually happens.
Well, I'm definitely at a 6.5. I'm not. So I would.
I said I would go 7 just because the whole beginning nostalgia. I really like. I just had so much fun with even like Matthew Lillard and Stu kind of being there, and that's not really a secret. We knew he was going to be in it, but little things that happen with that. I just had a lot of fun with that. So. I felt all the feels that I did not feel the last 2 movies. So that's why maybe I would go like a 7 just for nostalgia.
The spirit of Ghostface was definitely back, and the spirit of the original movies was definitely back in this one. So.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Both recommend it. Oh, and 4DX experience.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. And it wasn't, we didn't wear 3D glasses.
Yeah, there was no 3D in this
one. Which kind of, fun. I liked it. I liked just being in with the seats moving and everything without having to wear glasses.
The water spraying was fun this one because we had some more blood.
Yeah.
And there was, some more gruesome kills. The last thing we saw was Send Help, and there was some blood and gross stuff in that one, but this one definitely had more.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were moving the whole time. More. Yeah, so
there was wind blowing around, and
I would say go see it if you. Oh my gosh, we were really moving, especially in the fight scenes and stuff.
Well, that's why it lends itself well to it because it's a lot of physical struggle, like. And that's one of the cool things that I've always liked about Ghostface. He's not a Michael Myers or a Jason where he just overpowers his victims. Like, there's usually a struggle, which lends itself to
there's some human behind it.
There's a human
always,
in the mask.
And it's always a little bit comical, like where you get knocked out and you're there and...
I will say we did have him taking a lot of shots to the head in this one again. Not as bad as the last 2, where he was getting hit with like a cast iron skillet and like and the giant glass ashtray in the head, where he would have been concussed.
Well, listen, you gotta. That's right. You gotta be a little bit more forgiving with.
I think at one point he gets hit with a meat tenderizer in this one.
Listen, this one was way more believable than a 5'2" girl killing Dewey. Okay, let's just say that.
Way more.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right, we're going to wrap up at the spoiler-free section now. So, we both recommend 4DX once again. It's like a ride. It's like riding the movie.
Yeah, and if not, just definitely go see it in the theater. It's so much fun in the theater.
And we're going to hold off on doing our candy review. Since Steph Infection's going to get out of here, and I'm going to do the spoiler talk myself. So we'll save our adventures in snacking for the next episode, and we'll have something gross that I'll probably freak out over.
Oh, definitely. It was my idea, too.
All right, Boo Believers, stick around if you want to dig in and dig deeper with spoiler talk. With just me this time.
I'll leave the shovels for you.
Thanks, Devin.
You're welcome.
And if not, go pause now and go check out Scream 7. And after you do, come back and listen to the rest of the show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And stay spooky.
Bye, Scream Hearts.
Time for spoilers, Scream fans!
Welcome to Deadsville.
That's right, this is the part where we are going to dig deeper, break out those shovels, and get into the details of the plot of Scream 7. So, this is not the podcast to listen to if you don't want Scream 7 spoiled, if you haven't seen it yet.
I mean, realistically, you can't be on social media if you don't want it spoiled at this point either.
Most likely. I usually give it about a week. That's my...
We're like, we're a little past that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, now we're past it, but I say on social media.
Same. All right, and if you haven't in 2 weeks,
Yeah, if it's been 2 weeks and you haven't seen it, then too bad, you're getting it spoiled.
Fair game.
But yes, you shouldn't have even clicked on this because we are going to put spoiler warning everywhere because we already did the non-spoiler version earlier. So that's on a separate podcast right now that we did. That was reaction right out of the movie. We did it that night when we saw Scream 7 in 4DX.
Yeah, so it's been a couple weeks now, and will our numbers change?
Has it changed? Yes. Now that we've had time to think about it, what
I don't know if mine
change?
will, but
well, we'll see.
Maybe one of ours will.
All right. Well, if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome to Deadsville Horror Talk. I'm your host, Ronin James. To my left, the lovely Steph Infection.
Hello, Scream Hearts.
I am a stuntman, stunt coordinator, now director. I've been in the business for over 20 years. My partner in film over here and content, 7 or 8 now. She's been kicking around in the industry. So we like to think we give a little more insight than your normal movie review podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we've been around a while. And we've been on sets. Well, I've been on sets big and small. You've seen me in things like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Escape Plan 2 Hades. I got to beat up Sylvester Stallone. And big TV shows like The Tick and The Punisher on Netflix and HBO's Vinyl. I've been around, and you've definitely seen me get shot, die, crash a car, jump out a window, something like that.
I like just seeing you get hit in the head a couple times.
Yeah, that's,
Those are my favorite.
This ugly bug can take a few punches, so so we like to think that, our experience in front of the lens, behind the camera, and all that stuff lends itself to being able to give you some extra insight that you might not get in other podcasts. So, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Before we jump into it, though, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, ring the bell on YouTube, all that stuff. Deadsville Horror Talk, we review every week. We try and prioritize new movies. If there's nothing new, we'll find something streaming, new theatrical, I should say, releases.
Yeah.
We try and go to the theater every week and see something.
Or we may do top 10s, you know.
Well, that's our new,
Yeah, we could do, or just bring in some old movies that are our favorite. You know, you never know with us.
Yeah,
but
we might do something. But usually we do the newest movies in theaters. We'll go and check it out and review.
Yes.
If it's in 4DX, that's our new thing. We like 4DX.
Apparently, that's our new thing.
Hey, man, horror in 4DX is fun. I never realized.
I had so much fun, and we already have a 4DX
review of this,
but
I will say that the 4DX experience for this definitely
totally
helped.
I like this one better without the 3D glasses. It was like a whole ride. I loved it. I loved it.
Absolutely. All right, so yes, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff, and we're going to have our next episode. We will have two new co-hosts joining us. The lovely Haley Hansen and Alex Surface. Surface? Is that
I actually don't know how to pronounce.
Alexandra Surface.
Let's say it with a little surface. Because you can't go wrong with a little accent.
They will be joining us, and we'll do a special episode there, as Steph was saying, a top 10 zombie movies of all time. Each of our top 10s. And I'm sure there's going to be a ton of overlap, so we'll have plenty of movies that we have shared on our top 10.
I'm ready, Ronin. I typed mine up 2 days ago.
I bet you did.
I should laminate it. It is done.
Bullet points and everything? Yeah.
I do have bullet points, actually.
Look at you. You are prepared.
The end, I stopped the bullet points because I was like, like seven through. I was like, I don't know. You know, but there was bullet points. Yep.
All right. Well, I look forward to the list. So yes, we shoot that. It's actually Saturday. We're going to shoot that tomorrow. This episode will release tomorrow on Sunday.
And you want to tell them what else we may have coming up?
Oh yes, we are going to see Dolly. Tomorrow, after we shoot the top 10 zombie movies episode, we're going to go check out the new Grindhouse movie Dolly.
Yes.
Which I didn't read into the story, but I saw a headline where Sean William Scott said he never wants to do horror again.
I did read that too. And way back in my day, I had a photo shoot with Sean William Scott on MTV.
On your MTV days?
And I don't know where those magazines are, but and we played on Tierra. We played a this or that, and he was just he's very full of life on camera, but very shy in person, and just
yell cut. He's like a
super shy. Super nice guy. But he was such a crush for me back then. Way back then, nice. Over 20 years ago. That was way back in.
Well, he still looks.
He looks so good. Yeah, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah,
just
I'm excited
him
to see
back in stuff. Yeah.
Him in back. Yeah. He looks good in the movie, and the movie just looks like batshit crazy. And I saw a couple people's reactions out of the theater where they didn't give any spoilers, and they were just like, blah. So I was like, all right, good.
Whatever that sound was. I guess that's a good sound for horror fans. That's like
totally.
It's like 2 thumbs up.
So we have lots coming up, folks. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow, all that. We're going to set up a Patreon at some point too, where you'll be able to watch Amityville Barbie. Along with some of our other content that we have. So stay tuned for news on that as well. All right, let's get into this Scream 7 spoiler review. Just give us the synopsis, the real quick synopsis or something there, Steph Infection. As a refresher, and then we'll jump into the
I guess
plot.
I could. All right, you know what? I had it up here. I'm going to take this one from IMDb. They seem very similar. When a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Dun, dun, dun.
Generational trauma!
What? Is this a passing of the torch? No.
It's a passing of the generational trauma! So, yes, generational trauma. Yeah, I mean, and you knew it was coming. I mean, this is what they've been trying to do. They tried to do it with the sisters last time, and then we had the little fizzle, and
that was a fizzle.
That whole thing. And
I appreciate this storyline a little bit more.
Well, but yeah, before we even jump into going by this, I'm gonna say I felt like this plot and this movie was absolutely affected by that turmoil, though. You can totally tell because looking at it, you have they went into panic mode after Barrera was fired and what's her name wasn't coming back, said she wasn't coming back.
Yeah, the scheduling conflicts with
Wednesday.
Jenna Ortega.
And then the directors were like, yeah, we're out too. We're going to go do something else. So they were just like, man, we still have a third movie for this trilogy. And they still had, obviously, the twins, the actors as the twins, still under contract to do a third movie. So they had to keep them around and they had to keep the cash cow rolling. Mm-hmm. So what do? You finally pay Neve Campbell. Which they should have done in 6.
I know, agree.
They finally agree to pay Neve Campbell, and they finally bring back,
it's no secret they brought almost everyone back.
Not almost everyone, but also one of the original creators, and Kevin Williamson, to write and direct this. And Kevin Williamson hasn't directed a lot. He's only directed one other thing besides this, one other feature besides this one. But he's the original creator, and he's written a ton. So he knows his scream lore. So when... after watching this movie, yes, I had a fun time. It was enjoyable, and there are a lot of kills. There's a lot of tension, and everything, throughout 2/3 of the movie plays out. I could forgive a lot, and because I'm having some fun. But you could totally tell that Kevin Williamson came in, and there was this pre-existing script, and he had to work magic to kind of mash together these ideas to finish out the trilogy. And bring in, but still take it back to the beginning and add his flavor to it, and it was just very. It was clunky in spots.
It was definitely clunky, and especially in one spot in particular in the ending, it was very, very clunky. But yeah, I agree. I think that he did a great job with what he was given.
He did.
I don't know how they figured out the ending. I mean,
the ending we'll get to. We'll get to the ending. This is the spoiler review, so everybody already knows Stu is not alive. We're not spoiled. We don't have to wait till the end to tell you that part. Y'all have seen it. If you're watching now, then you don't care about spoilers. Stu's not alive. This whole thing. They focus on the AI deep fakes and which I didn't hate.
I didn't hate it either.
I liked it because it's contemporary. If you're going to call people on the phone nowadays, everybody video chats.
And for the whole thing, we were kind of like, is it a deep fake? Is it not?
Right. And that's what I liked.
I did like that, yeah. But
you still had the question of is he or isn't he alive through the whole movie. And I like that they gave it to us early, too. It was very surprising. Like, the phone call comes through. You hear the voice, and then all of a sudden it's like a video call, and you see Stu, and it's super early in the movie, and you're like, oh wow, we were
like everyone's cheering. Like we went opening night, so we went
before opening night. We went Thursday.
Well, Thursday of opening night.
The opening on Thursday night.
Late Thursday, but people were in scream masks. I'm sure they did that on opening weekend too, but. People were dressed up, and everyone was cheering in the theater. Like it was a lot of fun.
As soon as you saw
But the ending,
Stu.
it kind of went all down.
Oh yeah. There's other bits and pieces that we'll talk about that support the whole mashing of the of the ideas together. But let's start off with this opening scene. Because I loved the fucking opening scene.
Oh yeah.
When we got this opening scene, I was like, oh. We're in for a good time. This is going to be a good time. They're off. They did it right with the opening. It starts
because the whole time I'm looking at you and going, I would be booking this place. We'd be staying here. It's like a murder house.
Yeah, for horror fans.
It's right up exactly what I would do. It's an Airbnb.
Mm-hmm. So it starts in Woodsboro.
It's not the real house, though. They did say that.
No, it is the real house.
Was it the real house?
Yeah, it's the real house.
So when later on they had said it was the Mocker's house, but somebody said, I don't know. Something was said that I guess I got confused at one point.
No, it was
I didn't know if
house.
it was a remake or.
Yep. So in Woodsboro, Stab franchise fan Scott and his girlfriend Madison visit Stumacher's house after hearing rumors that he might have survived having a television thrown on his head. They are killed by Ghostface, who sets the house on fire. So I'm just reading this off of Wikipedia right now. That's not very good intro. This was an Airbnb where Scott and Madison, Scott's the super fan and Madison's the loyal girlfriend being dragged along.
Dude, but can we just talk about, like, so they go in and it's like the boyfriend, he's so excited, and the girlfriend's like Debbie Downer.
Yeah. But it's very cool. They have the tape outlines and everything set up.
And he's doing, I mean, we would be taking pictures everywhere. That would be, you know.
He goes around into the one room and there's the
animatronic.
The animated Ghostface that gives us our first jump scare.
We were like, okay, this is going to end up being a real.
They definitely, I mean, they foreshadow it by just the next few shots. He's
in the background.
They make sure that they frame the doorway to the kitchen.
I'm like,
because they go and they answer the phone call. And I thought that was fun too. The phone call that they get while they're in the house. And they get the phone call asking them trivia and stuff, and they have to like answer it. It's just like in the it's very kitschy and
I
very
would
much
totally stay there. I just don't want to die.
Yeah, so it all, so he's really into it. Madison is kind of bumming him out, and she agrees to kind of.
She thinks it's corny.
Yeah, but she agrees to play along. Yeah. She agrees, okay, I'll try and have fun. So at one point, they get the call, and then he goes off and
he puts on a screen.
He puts on the screen.
The Ghostface.
Yeah, the Ghostface mask, and jumps out and scares her, and she punches him in the face.
Yeah, but then I guess.
And I was like, man, he deserved that. Because the girl doesn't want to be there in the first place. You're going to put on a Ghostface mask and scare her? Come on, man.
But then they go in and the animatronic, he says something like, well, it moved differently. Like he noticed.
Yeah, they notice. Well, when they notice, the first time they noticed the animatronic, and again, sound, audio is a big thing.
Great.
He does the whole look. It's got a motion sensor. It notices that in its eyes, it'll follow his hand, and while it follows his hand, you very clearly hear the gears and motors turning of this animatronic Ghostface. So when they're standing in front of him the next time, hey, that moved a little different. He puts his hand up, and he doesn't notice it, but I noticed it right away. That there was no sound. And I was like, that's fucking Ghostface, and bam, he fucking stabs him. And it was, man, that was good. It was a good setup. The use of the sound.
It's like one of the
movement of the motors and stuff. And then
it was one of those moments where you're like, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, and your anxiety is through the roof. And then when it finally happens, you just like explode. You're yeah,
it was great. So he gets him, and he sticks him a bunch of times, and then Madison runs.
Yeah.
And he chases her.
She goes up the steps,
upstairs.
and then
we get one of the classic like Scream chase scenes in this. Like it starts right off with like a classic. He's the bumbling and the fighting, and she's scrambling to get away. Like we've talked about, Ghostface is always just a human in a mask. He's not super strong Michael Myers, supernatural Jason. He's just a dude or a 15-year-old, 90-pound teenage girl sometimes.
Who can just kill.
Who does have supernatural strength apparently, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, but overall,
it happens in a bunch of movies.
Overall, you see a lot of fumbling with Ghostface.
And this happens here. They get right to it. She goes up the steps. I love like when she grabs the light fixture and just rips it out of the wall and smashes it in the head.
Oh, that was a good one. And then
he goes down, boom, 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 and then she gets up to the top, and he's back up there.
And I guess he gets thrown over first, and then she's hanging to the chandelier. And I just knew exactly what was going to happen. She falls down, and she's going.
It was in the trailer too. If you watch the trailer,
I forget.
You see her dangling, and then you see him roll over like this as the camera's coming down for like a parting shot of the trailer. So it wasn't as shocking. You kind of knew it was coming. You saw the way she was laid out.
But listen, imagine laying on the ground with a knife right here,
dude,
and a whole body falling on top of you.
Yeah. Like,
come on.
Here's where this is where the physics of Ghostface always come into question. You always there's a lot of physics questions and this movie especially. In the last two they had them, and in this one they had them. A lot of physics questions in Dewey's death.
We don't got to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. That's a very sore spot for me. All right.
Justice for Dewey.
Yep. But yeah, the sternum would have been crushed too, broken, her body crushed him. That's why, I mean, she would have been better off not trying to like pull herself back by her feet. She should have just hung and dropped down on her feet on the ground next to Ghostface or on top of him.
That's what,
you know what? Drop on his head.
But when you're panicking and you're just trying to get away from him and
land
not
on his
fall,
chest. I would have been like aiming for his fucking sternum and been like, bam!
Well, I guess you just think so clearly when you're being chased by a killer.
I mean, he's down on the ground and he's unconscious on the floor below
so
me.
you think.
I mean, he was. You had a second. If she wouldn't have been up there trying to pull herself.
If he was unconscious, he would not have came to and been like, okay, hold still and let me just turn at the exact moment that she's falling on me.
Yeah, you never know.
You know, I don't know.
You never know.
Those situations get all... Because, yeah, he would have been at least coughing or lost his breath.
Oh, yeah,
or
totally.
like all of that.
Yeah, he would have broken ribs or something if it was on top of his ribs or on his sternum where the butt of the knife was, depending on the position of it, or it would have like done some damage to his organs.
He could have been
internally.
like this and then kind of absorbed it, but that's a whole body.
It's a whole
falling.
body.
Believe me, I deal with broken bones.
Yep, and we'll get into some more whole bodies soon because we got another whole body physics issue coming later. But first,
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
So, all right, so that ends when she falls. Madison falls, boom, and it's a cool kill. Physics aside,
oh
it's
God,
a fun
I can
kill.
have fun. Yeah, well, I was totally. We were like I felt it.
Okay, so now that was in Woodsboro, California, right?
Yes.
Woodsboro, California. I'm just making sure that I have my geography correct as we go through the rest of this film, because now we're going to Pine Grove, Indiana.
Yes, there are things called airplanes.
I know.
Okay.
But here's my question. I'm going to jump to this one right away.
Okay.
We established that Sydney now lives in Pine Grove, Indiana, and she's started a whole new life and all that kind of stuff. Well, when we get to the crazy guy, Carl,
yes,
who is the first Ghostface,
yes,
who gets hit by the car, they investigate he was in the insane asylum.
Yes.
They first go to the insane asylum. It's within an hour of Pine Grove, Indiana.
Okay.
And when they get there,
Ethan Embry's there.
Ethan Embry tells them, and they show Ethan Embry the picture of Stu Macher. He says, oh yeah, that guy was in here, John Doe. And that was super sus anyway. It was super sus to see Ethan Embry. We'll get to that.
Oh,
it was super sus to get that. But are you telling me, you expect me to believe, my suspension of disbelief is supposed to make me believe that Sydney believes that Stu Macher was supposedly killed in Woodsboro, California, and just somehow wound up wandering the streets, lost his memory in an hour from Pine Grove, Indiana. Now, how far is California from Indiana? And what are the chances?
A 4-hour plane ride, maybe?
That Stu Macher wanders to the same town and the same state where Sydney moves. Like, the chances of that are astronomically
Well, I didn't think of all that when he told me.
I didn't think of it originally either.
I was like,
but afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute. Afterwards, I'm thinking to myself, well, but wait a minute. She doesn't live in Woodsboro anymore.
But to be fair, she was very like, no, there's no way. Like, you're questioning. And when killers...
I would have been questioning a little bit more. As soon as he said that, I would have been like...
Yeah, but what is
really, dude? Really? You obviously know who the fuck I am.
Well...
Because she was suspicious of everybody knowing her and everybody being out to get her and stuff before in previous movies.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. She doesn't really believe it, and she's like, no, he died. But honestly, these killers are crazy. He could have just pretended. He could have flew out there and then pretended to be John Doe. Like, there's other ways that he could have gotten there because he did remember who she now thinks that he remembers who.
So he could have been playing, yes.
Playing.
He could have followed her and all.
There's a million ways to get around that.
Right. But that whole story thing was just so ridiculous. Like, I mean, we could just jump right to that because...
Well, it was ridiculous in the sense of the way that he wanted us to believe it, but
Right, Ethan Embry's... So first of all, we come in and we're supposed to believe that Ethan Embry...
is just some
a completely
one-off...
recognizable actor from the fucking 90s and 2000s. He's been in a ton of stuff.
I mean,
He's
Empire Records.
He's just some bit part in Scream 7. Like, as soon as I saw his face...
We were like, oh, he's
the killer. He's the Ghostface.
Yeah, we knew.
As soon as it was Ethan Embry, I mean, that was a dead giveaway. And then he told the story of Stu.
Which kind of made me mad that they wouldn't have just gotten, like, a regular fucking guy.
If they would have gotten
somebody
some
that
unknown
we
actor
don't know.
or lesser-known actor, like, I would have been like, oh, yeah. I would have not guessed that was him. Maybe.
We would have been
until he
sus.
told that story.
We would have been a little sus.
As soon as he told that story about Stu wandering into Indiana, I would have been sus then.
No, but the second he walked onto the screen, I was like, oh, it's him.
As soon as you see it's Ethan Embry,
he didn't even have to say anything.
No, exactly.
Because it was Ethan Embry.
As soon as you see that it's him, he's such a known actor that it gives it away. It's an instant giveaway.
I mean, Can't Hardly Wait, Preston. I mean, he's our main fucking actor in all these movies in the 90s.
Yep. Like, so yeah, that was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
All right, so jumping back, Pine Grove with Sydney, build a new life. Married to police officer, here's our next one. Ready for this one? She's married to police officer Mark Evans. Runs a coffee house and looks after her children, including her teenage daughter Tatum, named after Sydney's late best friend Tatum Riley. First of all, because this one's a quick one, do you remember her other children being in the movie at all?
No.
I don't remember any other children in the movie, but I remember them talking about them.
They have
she has like other kids, like littler kids or something, I think.
No.
From other movies. Yeah, because in the last movie she was pushing them in a stroller.
And that was only 4 years ago.
In the phone call, right. So now she has a teenage daughter. So the teenage daughter is like older that they just made up for this movie.
Wait a minute. What was the last movie that she was in? The third one?
No, she was in 5. She had the bit part in 5 where she shows up at the end where she's pushing them in the stroller. She's pushing him in the stroller and does phone call stuff from her life elsewhere.
Yeah.
She's pushing her babies. They're infants in a stroller. And then at the end of the movie, she shows up to help save the day. That was her total.
That was 5. So that I just looked that up. It was 4 years ago.
And in 6, she wasn't in at all.
So I guess she has kids that she doesn't take care of?
We never see them in this movie. They are nowhere to be found. And did they send them away to the grandparents' house or something and not send Tatum? I didn't even think of that. There's a lot of questions there.
Honestly, what they did, which I think did them a disservice. They couldn't get, what's his name, McDreamy.
Well, let's get back. That's what I was just about to back up to that, because before we even get to the kids, we have a problem with the mark.
It's a whole thing. They made up an entirely new Sidney Prescott life.
Right. This is like a retcon to Sidney's life.
Instead of just recasting and using the same name, somebody that may look similar to, I would have appreciated that more than giving me a totally different person who is somebody also recognizable, an actor. What's his name? I forget his name.
Joel McHale.
And they gave him a different last name.
Yeah, so she's married to Mark Evans. And Patrick Dempsey's was Mark Kincaid. And while we're watching it, she just calls him Mark a few times, and at first you're like, oh, okay, so they just swapped out Darren's on Bewitched. Yeah, okay, fine.
I would have been fine with it.
But no, it's a different last name. And that makes it worse, because now I'm supposed to, like, Sydney has a type, apparently. She likes cops named Mark specifically, because we're supposed to believe that she left.
But Tatum,
she left Mark Kincaid.
Tatum's a teenager.
I know.
So, and she's calling him dad, and that's her dad, and it's not stepdad. That is her father.
Yeah, so and in 5, I don't think they told us who she married, but we all assumed it was Mark Kincaid that she was married to.
And even if she didn't, by what year was
I still don't
3?
believe that the coincidences are big enough that she would have another Mark in her life. Again, it's just totally been retconned by the writers. They just said, you know what? Let's just forget everything that we did in 5 and 6, except the twins. Let's keep them in there for some reason.
Okay, you know what may have happened?
You know what else I hate? They didn't bring Kirby back. But go ahead.
Which one's Kirby?
Kirby. Fuck it. Hayden Panettiere.
Oh.
Kirby, the character.
That's right.
She came back in 6.
That's right.
And I was like, sweet. And she's like an FBI agent and stuff. I was like, that's awesome. No, she wasn't the killer.
Was it?
No, they thought she was. She wasn't the killer.
Thought she was. I forget it because I hated that movie so much.
I hated it too, but she was not she wasn't the killer. She helped save the day. She got fucked up, but she was kicking ass. That's why I thought she would come back and be a big part of this one, dude. I was like, I was looking forward to some Kirby action.
Okay, I forgot her name. Okay, so I'm just going to try and play devil's advocate right now.
Go ahead.
Scream 3 was the last time that McDreamy was in Mark Kincaid. Okay. That was the year 2000. So this is 26 years later. Technically, she could have, we assumed, because I did read that, we only assumed that she married Mark Kincaid in Scream 5. So this is how we get around that.
That's fine. So she just really has a specific type.
Yeah.
She likes cops, and very specifically, cops named Mark.
Yes.
It's just such crap. It's just such crap, lazy writing. Like, if it's a different guy, why name him Mark?
I know!
Name him John or something. Why are you confusing your audience? It is so stupid.
That's what
It's so stupid. If it's not him, just make it a different. She could have a type. It makes sense that she likes cops.
No. Can I? I'm asking this question, and I don't know if you'll remember this. In Scream 5, does she say something about Mark on the phone?
I don't remember if she says
If
specifically.
she did, that is the only way that this makes sense, that they just used Mark.
Maybe.
She may have said Mark.
But it does make sense that she likes cops. I'll give them that. Because she has trauma, and Mark Kincaid stepped in and saved the day. So
I'm thinking maybe she said Mark, and we assume that's why it says.
I'll have to go back
because online it says after Scream 5 we assumed it was Mark Kincaid that she married.
So we'll have to go watch Scream 5. If you guys are listening or you're watching on YouTube and you remember or you've seen it or you go and check, let us know.
Because honestly, that would make total sense. Why they had to use Mark.
Right, to try and make it canon because she referred to a Mark on the phone and they couldn't get him back.
And this is 26 years later. Yeah. So, however, she would have married somebody else, say...
Right.
7, 8 years
Yeah. But they weren't going to pay for her and for McDreamy. Because I said that when they said that they were going to when they first announced that they were bringing her back.
What horror movie was he just recently in?
He did Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But he was also voted world's sexiest man.
That was years ago.
But still, you know how much that ups your
I know. I think maybe now he's a little older. I don't know.
They just don't want to pay. We already know that this company doesn't want to pay the actors. We already know this.
But
we know it from Nev.
But I'm also thinking... there's a lot of movies. I don't know. Maybe they only had a certain budget. However, as we've talked this out, that's how I think. I bet you she said Mark on the phone. I'm just like, I'm going with that.
We'll have to watch it and see.
I'm going with that.
But again, it makes, because your budget is, this is why they cast, you'll have just cameos from the older actors because they get a lot of money. So they can only afford them for like a day here, a day there.
And they did only have a couple.
A couple little cameos here and there, and they were probably
even
shot
Matthew Lillard probably shot all his in a day.
He probably spent a few hours in the makeup chair and then did a bunch of fucking phone selfie video Johns. And
because like the first 2, he had the scars, but the rest of them he looked normal. I don't remember him having the scars. Maybe I'm wrong.
And again, that if you've watched some of my my reels, my shorts and stuff like that, this is one of my reckless speculations that I've put out there. That's why Ronin's reckless speculations.
Oh my gosh. Goddamn genius.
But I mean, that's, we said Stu is not the killer here, and I think it comes down to money. Money is why, because they don't want to pay Stu.
He's already signed up for the 8th one.
Yeah, but it's probably a very minor role.
It might start out with a deep.
It just has It'll have something with him in there, or a flashback, or something.
The thing is, they want a newer audience.
Right.
They don't want our nostalgic, our older, us that were teenagers or in our 20s or whatever watching this in the late 90s. Like, they want an entirely new audience. So they're passing the torch, and they're just going to do newer people. They tried to do it the last 2, but they didn't tie the bow and wrap it up nice. This, they could have, I don't know. I think they missed the mark.
It just got so confusing with so much stuff in here. But, all right, so speaking of passing the torch, good segue. So we have Sydney's daughter Tatum, who we meet, and her little group of friends. But then Sydney receives a call from Ghostface, who requests a video call. And so you get a call from the killer, and he requests a video call. You have to accept it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can see...
Who's this killer calling me?
You can see how jaded she is.
You want to FaceTime? Oh, I'm going to accept.
Because she has so many people that... she acts like she's like, all right,
like
whatever,
if this is just
you're not new.
Yeah, another asshole trying to prank her. Trying to be, trying to get one over on her. So he reveals himself as an aged and scarred Stu. Stu announces he is going after Tatum and is standing outside the theater where she and her classmates are rehearsing. Sydney arrives at the police as Ghostface flees. Ghost, say that?
Ghostface flees. Ghostface flees. Fluke.
As Ghostface flees after killing Tatum's classmates, Hannah and Aaron. All right. So yes, this was a good scene. The kill was really good. That was the big thing in this movie. The kills were really good. The stunts were really good. The action, the tension was really good. The jump scares were really good. The first 2/3 of the movie flowed really good with whenever they weren't talking too much and trying to recite the lore or trying to connect the lore together, whenever they weren't trying to fucking shoehorn the lore in, and they just had a killer and teens doing dumb shit, it was good. It was good.
Oh, I was
really
right on board. Even with this funny stuff, like it was kind of comedic in a sense where once the killer starts coming around, Sydney is like saying to Tatum, like, it's always the boyfriend. You're not seeing your boyfriend. And I was getting so angry. I'm like, this dumb teenager, she's just going with her boyfriend. It might be your boyfriend. Like, I would be like, let's get out of town. Like, I know you don't want to flee all the time, but like, it's like, okay. I'm just going to listen to my mom because she's been through how many killers at this point?
Yeah.
Let's just...
True. Well, that was another thing, too. The whole flee or stay or, like, when she goes to get Tatum, she's like, where's your go bag? That's a boogie bag. You get the fuck out of town bag. You have all your provisions in it so you can skedaddle. But they also have a safe room.
I've never heard them called boogie bags. That is adorable.
Go bag, whatever.
I get it. It's a boogie. Let's boogie.
Let's boogie.
I need a boogie bag.
So, but they also have like a safe room for staying. So they have a go bag to run the fuck away, but they have a safe room so that they can stay.
Dude, can I just tell you, I kind of was mad that they left the safe room.
Look, I get it. The father was at the bottom of the steps unconscious, so they had to try and like...
Did they?
Get to him, but here's
He got up in 5 minutes. Come on. Did they?
I get it, but here's my question. Here's my problem. Here's my like, again, if you have a safe room... and you're somebody who has a safe room because you have been attacked by killers, because you've been multiple times attacked by killers, I'm pretty sure you're going to have guns in the safe room.
Oh.
Multiple guns in the safe room. So you would go in the safe room, you get your AR-15, you give your daughter a Uzi or a MAC-10 or
give me an Uzi.
A Glock or something. And you unlock the door and unload on the motherfucker and go save your fucking husband.
Yeah, that's actually
that's common sense. That's what if you're
That's not a horror movie.
I know it's not a horror movie, but this is why you can't write yourself into dumb corners like this. You write yourself into this dumb corner, and when you put yourself in a situation, you like when I write as a writer, when I write a scene, the first thing I do is try to debunk it myself. And if I can go, oh yeah, he would just do this, or this would just, why would they do that? If I can debunk it in my head, the audience can definitely debunk it.
Yeah, and to be fair, like we needed that high anxiety moment.
They just wanted to do the whole wall, say, oh, it'd be cool if they went in the wall and Ghostface was stabbing through the wall. That would look cool. So they wanted to do a cool tension scene.
Yeah.
And it was cool and tensionous.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking, I didn't think about any of this until
I know, this is why we do this a few days later.
I didn't think, I know.
Because a real douche doomsday prepper, a real person who has a safe room and owns guns? Because Sidney pulls guns out of her glove box later. She goes and she has a gun and tosses the gun away. And she's so smart at the end of the movie to toss her gun away. She has a spare in her fucking waist in the back, hidden away, because she's got multiple guns.
You don't have extra.
But she has zero
in her
safe room, in her panic room.
And a killer that only has a knife.
Yeah. Like, it's just so easy. You just put a couple guns in there, and then if he brought a knife to a gun party.
Yeah, and then the movie's over.
But still, like, you can't write yourself into these dumb scenarios that you have to do dumb shit to get out of, because now your escape route is behind this thin little shitty wall.
I know.
And that was a super nice house, too. You're going to tell me you got this super nice house with a fucking panic room and all these, like locks and custom amenities, and you got these shitty little fucking plaster walls with wallpaper and shit.
Well, I was going to say, it was like drywall, but it was like the thinnest. I don't even think...
Oh, it was so... Look, tension was great, action was great, all that stuff was great, but I was just like, oh, man, this is all just like... Like, no, this would not play in the real world. Like, this is not play in any scenario for anybody that would own this, plan this, hire people to make this panic room, any of that stuff.
If I had her life and I was so, I had a panic room and I had this and that and it would be full of everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Even you know what, and a lot of panic rooms have peepholes so you can look out. But you know what else you can have in your panic room is a little door you can open so you can fit the muzzle of a gun right at it. You don't even have to come out of the room if you got a motherfucker banging on the door. You get your gun, you hold it to the open, kill that motherfucker right through the door.
What's he gonna do? Here's Johnny with his little knife.
Yeah, exactly. No. So it just didn't, Fun scene, but it made zero sense. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on that one. Let's move on. Let's talk about the killing of Hannah, because that was fun. I dug that. Although I questioned that, too, with the whole, man, that is an expensive rig. So the scene, they're doing like a Peter Pan thing with the flying on the wires.
That's expensive?
It's a mechanical, hydraulic lifted, like the one kid was operating the big panel with the faders and everything for the up and down. We do that shit by hand on stunts. I got 6 strong guys pulling ropes, and we did it.
I know,
that shit is expensive, especially if you
body doubling, being a,
Katie Serafay.
A what?
You were testing the stunt for Katie Serafay from...
For Lori Kaufman. What are you talking about?
No.
Oh, you're talking about...
You were testing the stunt for Katie Serafay from Annabelle Origins.
Oh, I thought we were talking about when you lifted me when I had to be Lori Kaufman.
You were not... Oh, no, I'm talking about at Dyer's gym.
Oh, okay, that was for
That's what I'm talking about. When
Scarecrow?
You went up for the Scarecrow. Yeah, that
the movie.
I'm talking about. Yes, yeah.
I forgot about that.
I forgot you tested for Lloyd Crawford. Because it didn't work that first day.
That's what I'm thinking of. 2 people.
The house is falling apart.
Oh my gosh! And I was like, I am not that big. I break this house.
But you see all that gear that I lug around, all those pulleys and everything like that.
Yeah.
Now imagine that they are now controlled by weights and hydraulics and
I guess I just didn't look at it as that expensive, because they probably have this on their lots and stuff. I don't know.
They have it on their lots for movie theaters, but I don't know many high schools that have
them. You were acting, okay.
I was like, man,
You asked me in the theater, you're like, do a lot of high schools? I'm like, well, in certain areas they do.
If we were back in Woodsboro, California, I would suspect that a California theater might have.
Well, no, you even go on the main line, they have
maybe?
Full blown,
All right,
and if you have money,
I just questioned it would be in Pine Grove, Indiana, that they would have these super expensive. All right, but at any rate, it was there, and the kids are doing it, and she's flying. They're testing the rig, and Ghostface comes out.
The thing that bothered me the most is that there was no teacher there.
No, of course not. There's never any adult supervision.
any other human being besides her going up in a rig. I mean, and a student just...
And a student running the whole thing, yeah.
That bothered me.
Leave a 15-year-old to run this heavy machinery with a life literally strapped into it, because that makes sense. That happens.
No.
That wouldn't happen either.
No.
You're correct. That would never
That's
never
what
be,
bothered me more than them even having that, because
right.
I'm like, yeah, some Richie schools probably do have it. But no.
Yeah, there would be a adult supervision for sure.
Oh my God, or at least another human being besides the two operating it.
So we don't see Aaron get his throat sliced. We just
hear
all of a sudden Hannah is getting jerked around in the thing.
We hear him fall though.
Yeah, we do hear him fall, and she's like, Aaron, yeah. And all of a sudden, Aaron, let me down, boom, and she's flying up, and he drops her. That was cool, because that's some stunt shit right there. I'd be like, I mean, I wouldn't do it now with my bad back, but...
I would like to fly around. No, I'd probably get dizzy.
She got jerked hard at the bottom and on her way up at the top of that thing and everything. I mean, I'm sure she's motivated.
I honestly, I didn't see the way this kill happened until she started being like a pendulum. But I, at first, thought she was going to go all... Is there another movie where somebody goes up and gets pulled through, like a rig or something, and I feel like I thought that was going to happen, and I started to think, did it happen?
Jason X, when the hole in the hull of the ship, and the girl is holding on, and she's like, "This is going to suck," and she gets sucked through the grate. Remember, there's a hole in the grate, and she gets sucked through. And
I'm sure there's plenty of other.
Yeah, there's probably other ones too, but
that I kept thinking she was going to get sucked through,
through like a pulley or something at the top of the thing.
Pulley, and get ripped apart. And so then when she's going back and forth, and
first he's like stabbing her, but then when he does that final, and
because that was more
awesome.
believable. Because honestly, when I thought that he's just going to get pulled through the pulley, I'm like, there's no way that really would happen.
So.
Yeah,
exactly.
You wouldn't get pulled through. No. So I kind of thought that would never happen in real life. So I was kind of waiting for it, and then I was like, oh no, we're in Scream.
He likes to use his knife. With the knife, right? So gutting her, and then they find the body, and that was a cool shot with the stage lighting and the silhouette of the body as Sydney shows up. Her daughter's fine, but they, find Hannah and Aaron dead. So
but Tatum pissed me off again after this. It's like, even she just saw her friend killed, and she still wants to be like, "Don't tell me, Mom." Like, what?
Yeah.
Shut up! Listen to your freaking mom.
Yeah. All right, so now later that night, and this part irked me too. Later that night, Ghostface emerges from Sydney's attic and holds Tatum at knife point. So this is after, now, they have found the kids dead at school.
Yeah.
2 kids have been murdered. Tatum has been threatened. The cops come home. They have a whole bunch of cops with them, and they all sweep the house.
But they don't do the attic.
And they don't do the attic.
It was believable watching it that it would get missed.
Has nobody ever seen Black Christmas?
No, but
nobody has ever seen. I mean, we are literally in a Scream movie where they are meta and about every fucking horror movie ever. And you're telling me that in a world where Black Christmas invented this shit, the cops don't check the crawl space? Come on. You should have at least had them look up there or something.
You are getting loud right now.
Let me finish instead of interrupting me, please.
You are angry at this.
Yes, because he could have had him go. It's, again, easy fix. He pops his head up with a flashlight, looks around, it's just shadows, goes back down. We pop back up, and a shadow which we thought was a bag of trash starts to move. There you go. Fixed it. It's so easy, but no, cops don't check the crawl space, don't check the attic. It doesn't make any sense. Again. All right, moving on.
Well, can I say what I thought?
Go ahead.
I thought while watching the movie that it was believable that could get missed. I didn't really focus on it. I know we're trying to rip it apart right now, but in the movie, it was quick, let's get in, get out. We have 5 minutes. So the cops sweep, and then they're like, okay, you have 5 minutes. So in that sense, it's like, okay, where they only had like 3 cops kind of sweeping the house. All right, you're clear. Get your crap and let's go. And they were taking longer. I felt like you don't leave each other. You just have the cops stay up there too. Like that would have been more believable.
Why did the cops leave after they swept the house?
No, it would be like, I'm standing here, but then they all went to different rooms. Then I could see. So my thing was not that they didn't check the attic. It was that they acted that everything was fine once they sweeped it real quick. Where usually, I think that would have taken more time for cops to sweep, but the cop wouldn't have left the upstairs. They would have been like, okay, let's get this all down. So
right.
That, like, let's get your stuff and let's go.
Yeah, well,
that was more unbelievable than them not in my eyes, than them not pulling down the steps, walking up steps.
You're checking for a killer who could be hiding anywhere. They literally check the entire house but the attic. Do none of them own a house with an attic ever in their lives in it?
I'm just saying it was more unbelievable that the cop didn't stay in the freaking hallway where he could have seen the freaking steps come down. If you're not going to sweep the steps.
The cops going in, sweeping, and then immediately leaving is also that's not correct procedure either. No, that's dumb.
That was my biggest thing, because I'm like, okay, you don't.
But they would have fucking checked the
that's fine.
There's always a killer in the attic, man. I mean, horror movies exist in this universe. It just makes no sense that not one of the cops sweeping the house would think of the attic. Especially the dude who lives in the house and knows he has a fucking attic. And he's a cop. He's the chief of fucking police.
Yeah.
And he didn't make sure somebody swept the fucking attic. It's
or stay with us while we get our shit.
Yep. All right, so he emerges from the attic, because they didn't jig it, and holds Tame at knife point. Mark attacks him, but is knocked out after falling down the stairs. So again, where are the rest of the cops? Did they all leave the premises and go back to the precinct while all this is going on?
No, yeah, that's what I did.
It doesn't make any sense, because there's fighting going on now inside. They would hear something. Nobody came in to check back on the chief.
First off, they wouldn't have just left the house completely. They would have been downstairs.
I know. They would have been downstairs.
If they left the upstairs.
Something. Out front with the door open. Something.
I don't even think they would have went out front. Like, I
don't either. But
maybe they would have went downstairs. Maybe. Let's push it. Let's push it.
Exactly. Even if we're pushing it, that's my question. Why does it seem like they just went back to the precinct or went to Dunkin' Donuts or something, and it was just the 3 fucking people that lived in the house at the whole, like, anywhere in the fucking premises? It was like they swept and left.
Yep.
It made no fucking sense.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so he falls down the steps after the fight, blah, blah. And then we get to the whole safe room, which we've already discussed. He goes... they shimmy through the wall, the knife through the wall. You've seen this one in the trailers and all. And it was a fun, tense enough scene. But again, it just, the whole safe room gets you asking questions. Where's all her guns?
I mean, we asked these questions.
So, all right, so they get outside. They evade Ghostface and get outside. Ghostface chases them, and now they get outside and there's no cops.
Yeah, they're gone.
No fucking cops anywhere.
So they swept and left.
Literally, I guess I totally forgot. He chases them outside where Gail Weathers has to save the day.
Oh, yeah, that's
by hitting him with a van.
Listen, we couldn't have that moment if the cops were
If the cops stayed, yeah. That's why they had the right that the cops just swept and left, so that Gail could make her triumphant entrance.
Yeah, which, we all cheered. It was fun in the moment. You don't remember it? It was
fun to see Gail, yeah.
Okay, but when you rip every little, in the moment, you're not thinking of it.
And her assistants, Mindy and Chad Meeks Martin. All right, I'm gonna say something here.
Wait, what did you just read?
Gail Weathers. She runs the
Meeks
Ghostface.
Martin.
Mindy and Chad Meeks Martin. That's their last name. Meeks Martin.
Meeks Martin is their last name.
Is their last name, yes.
Okay.
They have a hyphenated last name because Randy,
whatever,
with his family, and that's why they're black, and, the whole yada yada.
That's why they're
Yep. And don't cancel me for this one, but black people, y'all can check in, all right? Because I just need to know. I need to know. Because my suspension of disbelief started on these motherfuckers in Scream 5. I have never in my life met a black Chad.
Oh.
Never have I ever. I might. Mindy is more believable. Mindy's definitely more of a white girl's name, but I could definitely see more of a Mindy.
The Indian Mindy.
Yeah, Mindy.
I don't know.
Yeah, the stupid Velma destroyer. I hate her for that.
Yeah, she was fine before.
No, but I have never met a black man named Chad, ever. If there's one out there, please let me know. And
I'm sure they exist.
I have never. It is like never. So finding Mindy and Chad as our black twins.
No, well, they're biracial.
I know.
They get that from the white side.
I guess, yes. Is that supposed to be funny? I don't know. Is that comedy?
I don't know.
Does that count as
they used to be
clever writing? I don't know.
Can I say that they were not annoying this movie?
They weren't annoying, but can I say that they served zero purpose in the movie? Like, they did nothing.
No, but they had funny moments. I could not stand
I couldn't stand Mindy
character.
in the last one. She was okay in this one, but...
She was like grown. She was like
grown.
Older.
Yeah, older, a little more mature. Agreed. They were better written. Both of them were a little better written, but they still had nothing to do. They had no purpose in the movie. They were made Gale's sidekicks just because they're under contract to be in this fucking third installment. And if they want to push forward with them now, they have the option to, as they could take over doing the newscasts and all that stuff.
I think that's exactly what. Yeah.
It might be, but here's another question.
That's exactly why they're going to be a news team, because she hands over the torch. It's all about handing over the torch.
I get it. But here's the other question: all these news teams, news coverage. Who the fuck watches the news anymore?
A lot of people.
No, 80-year-old white people.
No, a lot of. Okay.
No,
we're going to agree to
this. News online. Young people watch their news on their phones online. They're not watching the news.
Okay, I disagree. There's a lot of people that watch the news.
All right.
And I know a lot of people, and honestly, one of my coworkers' sons, he's a news anchor now, and they get down in Atlanta.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. There are still people that watch the news. There are still billions of old people in the country, and people who grew up on TV with the news are still alive. I'm just saying the younger generation is not sitting in front of the TV watching network news.
Okay, so what does that have to do with anything?
Well, we're going to get to both things. Number one, why would these two want to be like network news anchors? Because they reference the network quite often.
You do realize that people go to college to be journalists.
But they never.
But
they didn't do that. They didn't do that.
Well, I don't know. Whatever.
They just tagged along.
You asked why somebody would want to be one.
Well, and you didn't let me finish, as usual. Because kids nowadays want to be on YouTube. They want to be on social media. They want to be doing content. So it would have been more believable to me if they would have been more geared towards, and they hinted at it, trying to like teach Gale the new stuff, the new technology and all that stuff. But they were still at the end all excited because, oh yeah, we get to do the thing for the network. I just, that whole thing. And the other thing that irked the shit out of me, the bar scene.
Can I get to say anything on that?
Go ahead.
Before you just keep talking.
Go ahead.
I just told you that I know two 20-year-olds that are into journalism and doing the news, the actual news, and reporting, investigative reporting and journalist reporting. It is still a thing.
How many 20-year-olds do you know that watch network
That's not what I'm
news?
Talking about. You're talking about them wanting to be that.
All right.
That's a different thing. I'm not talking about kids watching the news.
Okay.
There's still adults.
Fair enough.
Plenty of adults in the world. That watch it. And young people still see a job in journalism and social media.
There was nothing in 5 or 6 that hinted that these two wanted to be involved in journalism. They just show up with Gale because they needed a way to shoehorn them into this
That's another argument, different than young people wanting to be journalists. But
that's part of the argument, though. That's part because it doesn't make any sense for them to want to... For them to be Gale's sidekicks all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, because they never showed an interest in journalism before in the other movies. That wasn't their thing. All of a sudden, they just want to do this because Gale asked them to, because they all almost got killed and trauma bonded together in the last movie. It just
the first time we saw them,
it's so forced.
The first time we saw them, it was like they were trying. This is what their new thing was, and I thought it was very believable.
The first time we saw them in this,
yes.
But what I'm saying is we just spent 2 movies with them where they never even hinted at this. That's why this comes off as forced.
So in the last 2 movies, weren't they like they were like the investigate, like they had all the knowledge on.
She was just like he didn't. He was just like along for the ride.
Like
she
a
was
cameraman?
like her. No, he was there because he had a crush on what's her name.
I'm saying that she
on
was
one of the
very
sisters.
into report, like saying what
She was like her uncle Randy. She
Yes.
was into horror movies. It wasn't about reporting or news. She was into the horror stuff. She was she was the new generation's Randy. She wasn't the new generation's Gail. She was the new generation's Randy.
I remember that. I'm just saying, I didn't think it was a
But
big
now they
leap.
turned her into a new generation Gail. That's why I'm saying it feels forced. We spent 2 movies with her as Randy. Now they're making her Gail. Do you see what I'm saying? And I put it that way?
I didn't see it as a big leap like you did. So that's
Well, it just seems forced to me.
Okay.
And again, and then when we jump to the bar scene, here we go again. This is like, what are they doing? First of all, let's bring them all together, and somebody's going to give up that they're Ghostface. We're interrogating them. What? Okay, whatever. You're just bringing everybody to get killed. Which cool scenes, good deaths. We'll get to the deaths. But why does Ghostface kill the 2 locals and only wound Mindy and Chad once again?
Don't you remember that which one of them started running after being stabbed 100 times in the last
In the
one?
last one, I know, but but that's
No,
what I'm
I
saying.
know, but so
in
they're
this
just
one, they're
unkillable.
just unkillable. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like Mindy, like you said, last one she got stabbed on the subway. How many times?
I don't even remember. I hated that movie.
I hate when she died, I was glad because I hated her.
She
in that
came
movie.
running, sprinting
back at the end of the movie. Oh
and
my
nobody
God.
went to the hospital. And then they actually said something like, "Oh, I got morphine in me," and I'm like, "I work in healthcare. You cannot just start running after you have internal bleeding like that from some morphine."
Yep, Chad was a pincushion. This dude got stabbed so many times. Both Ghostfaces stabbed Chad. Remember that?
Yeah,
in the last one,
vaguely.
he got double teamed on both sides by 2 Ghostfaces stabbing the shit out of him.
I need to clip that that little movement. That
Little double team action.
Can we isolate that and cut?
But yes, he got stabbed by 2 Ghostfaces on either side, and at the end they wheeled him out. He was still alive. So, yeah, they're unkillable. In this one, Ghostface he kills the girl. First he stabs this, and we're supposed to believe that it's the mom doing this, the mom of one of the kids in here as well, which, yeah, I'll let you go off on that one, Mom.
I will.
But let me finish my point about Mindy and Chad before we get to those kills. Ghostface kills the other kids. He stabs Chad, and he slices Mindy across her stomach or something, and then he just leaves them on the floor. Just leaves them on the floor. They're obviously still alive, and he just leaves while he, brutally kills the other 2, and just forgets about Mindy and Chad so that they can survive once again. I call bullshit. It's just so bad writing, and like the rest of the scene was so good. Let's talk about the kills.
Okay. You want to remind me of actually what happened? I remember.
So this creepy kid who they try and set up as a red herring, but he's so obvious. He's like so obvious a red herring, it's not him. Remember the creepy kid,
Yes.
the neighbor kid?
Yeah. So he wanted to. He loved. Like he was
loved
obsessed
Sydney.
with
He was
it.
obsessed with the
Yeah, he
podcast
was obsessed
and all
with
that.
everything.
Yes,
He
true
knew
crime and all that.
everything.
Yeah. He leaves the room. And he comes crawling back in. Remember, he's like crawling in the blood, and
Yes.
they're like, "Oh my God!" And then
Yes.
the girl, I forget her name, the one character, she goes. They're all so forgettable. I don't remember any of the characters' names except Chad and Mindy because we've been dealing with them for how many movies now?
This is the third.
Was it? Chloe is the girl, and
yeah.
Lucas. Chloe and Lucas.
Okay.
And so Chloe puts up a fight, and that was pretty good. She was like fighting through the thing. Lucas is on the ground because he's been stabbed in the back, I guess, and he can't walk. I guess is what I got out of that.
I think that's what. Yeah.
He couldn't get up. He was like paralyzed or something. He could only use his arms, like from the waist down. Must have been stabbed in the back or cut the spinal cord, something like that. I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Something. He couldn't walk at any rate.
Yeah.
So while he's on the ground, Ghostface is going after Chloe, and I'm not sure where the twins during this.
Dude, I don't remember. I like.
Did he slice them and just leave them on the ground and now he's killing Chloe? I forget the order of this.
I forget too.
But the Chloe scene was good because she's hitting them with pots and pans
didn't they
and
come
stuff.
running in after? They were somewhere else. And remember they came running in?
I think they were. Oh, yeah. They went out somewhere, I think.
Maybe they were in the van. I don't remember. I kind of.
Yeah, because they come back in.
But I can see them running back into the bar.
Yeah, they ran in and Ghostface just like slice and then left them to just bleed a little bit.
And walked out. And because they were kind of like watching him walk out.
Yeah, they were laying on the ground incapacitated. He could have finished them off easy. I remember them laying on the ground next to each other, watching them walk away. He could have so easily killed them. And then it would have made sense if it was somebody who like they were friendly with a little bit to be revealed to be the killer, but it wasn't. It was somebody who should have just killed them.
Yeah.
So, all right, so Chloe puts up a fight. We get a little bit, not quite as bad. That was another thing that irked me about the other movies. Like, Ghostface would take, like, a cast iron skillet to the face, followed by a giant marble ashtray, smashed through a glass table, like concussion after concussion, and still just jump right back up and parkour over a couch.
Yes.
In this one, they didn't hit him with anything quite so heavy. It was a little more believable.
Nothing that I remember standing out.
Yeah, like smaller pots and pans in the kitchen, I felt like she was trying to throw at him.
I could take it's comedic in some sense that
right, but when you but a big thick skillet.
Yeah, no. You're down for the count.
Yeah. You have a concussion. So then we get one of the best kills of the movie.
Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas's final. Yeah. Lucas gets finished. His finisher is like, it's an awesome kill. But the reveal at the end makes you go, "What? No, that couldn't have fucking happened."
I mean, it could. There's some crazy things out there, but I do not believe it was not believable.
No, physically it wasn't. It couldn't happen. I mean, physically it couldn't happen.
If it really was her, I don't know.
If it was, so the killer grabs Lucas by the head. He can't stand himself up. He lifts the head up. There is a beer tap that has like a steeple, like a church steeple tap. So that's very pointy.
That's all that dead weight.
So all that dead weight lifts all the way up over top of it. His feet are off the ground.
Even if he's 150 pounds.
I know.
As a skinny
No,
teenager.
a grown, you know how hard it is for a grown man to hold somebody like dead weight up like that? It's not possible.
No.
So he lifts him up at any rate, you see the point up against the base of the skull and pushing a little bit.
In the occipital.
And then all of a sudden it's just like crunk, and it pushes through the top of his skull, and I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming
waiting
too.
for it. His mouth's open, and all of a sudden blood and beer start.
You know what would have been cooler? If Ghostface drank it, if he was like, cheers, and fucking drank it. I mean, that would be badass.
Yeah, it was a very creative kill, very good kill. But when it's revealed at the end that it was his mom who killed them,
dude,
it's just it just takes so much away because you're like, now I call bullshit on the whole fucking thing. It was so cool, but you're gonna tell me.
I remember her just saying something that I had to sacrifice my kid.
He reminded me of his father. She kept saying, because that was at the end, she was in an abusive relationship, and Sydney's book taught her to kill the abuser.
And listen, I'm really pushing here. It was that wasn't the most unbelievable part of her reveal, because I do know parents that actually hate their freaking kids because it reminds them of their father, which is just a whole other, I can't even get into that. So that wasn't the most unbelievable thing, even though I have a hard time. It was just the entire story. I looked at you, remember, I went, wait, I'm very confused.
Well, we talking about the end with her?
Yes.
Yeah, well, don't get there yet. We're still in the bar.
Well, we're saying that he was...
Well, yeah, but I'm focusing on her reveal. It's revealed that this 90-pound housewife is supposed to be the one that lifted her son up by the head and impales him on this...
That's what I was saying. I don't remember her saying that she was the one in the bar.
Yeah, she kind of says, kill your own son at one point, so it's kind of... And then I saw some speculation online that Ethan Embry's character was elsewhere at the time, doing something else nefarious while it was going on.
And with Ghostface, we've always not who's here, who's. If we really want to pick apart each kill and who was what, then we're gonna do this.
Yeah, but these kills,
movie. but like you said, a grown man would still have had trouble. So
you're asking me to. to suspend my disbelief just with it being a grown man to be able to do that. Like that's like a Jason or a Michael Myers move. Strength move. That's like strength of supernatural evil killer be able to do that shit.
Or
That's
like
not a normal
Jason
person.
Momoa, or
right, like a huge bodybuilder or something like that.
The
not
Rock.
Your normal, not a normal size 6 foot Ethan Embry.
The old Rock.
6'2" guy.
No, skinny.
It's just not
60-year-old man. I don't know. Right. He's in his 50s probably, but still. Like,
so it's a cool kill and all that. And if you were to tell me at the end of it was Ethan Embry to do it, okay, I could probably suspend my disbelief for that. But when you reveal, just like you did in part 5, when you revealed at the end that it was an 80-pound high school girl that killed Dewey, you're going to tell me it was this 90-pound housewife that lifted her, this grown 6-foot kid up onto the dead weight on it?
She's not 90 pounds.
Okay, you get what I'm saying, though. Yes. She's like a
we'll say like 120.
Suburban housewife. So
yes,
it's just ridiculous, the idea that she would be able to do that. I
totally agree.
So good kill, but in the end, when you reveal your Ghostface to be this woman, no offense to women, but
you know me, I have some crazy upper body strength.
No, if it was a bigger woman.
Wait. That's not what I was saying about myself. My God!
No, I mean like if you had like an athletic woman who was like.
I know, but I have crazy upper body strength. You were supposed to say, yeah, and you couldn't do that. No, not yeah. If it was a bigger one, like I am not big.
I'm just saying it'd be more believable if you had
Like China?
Yeah. Like if you had established earlier in the movie that, like, she did Pilates. That was, they showed her doing Pilates. I don't care how much fucking Pilates you do.
Oh my God.
You cannot lift somebody like, I don't care. There's not enough Pilates in the universe to lift somebody like that.
Or if you're big like me.
You're missing my point.
I do. But my point was...
Like, if you showed me that, like, established earlier in the movie that she's, like, a bodybuilder, or she's, like, athletic, or she's, like, an athlete somehow, or she's, like, a former professional wrestler, I don't know.
No,
give me something besides Pilates.
Or a stay-at-home mother.
A stay-at-home mom who does Pilates once a week.
In her 40s. Like, she's like a few years older than me. She's in her 40s.
Yeah, I just wasn't buying it. All right, back to the next kill. They were good kills. I don't know why Chad and Mindy were left there, but all right. So once Ghostface is, they run over Ghostface. They unmask him. We kind of jumped ahead to the bar scene, so now we come back to Carl. And you knew Carl, too.
We're going back to Carl.
Well, Carl, when they got hit with the car, that's when they realized about the insane asylum, and they have to go to the insane asylum. Mm-hmm. That's what leads them there, which leads them to meeting Supervisor Marco. Sydney and Gail team up to investigate.
Which we kind of went into this, where the second he came
on the screen, yeah. But that's why, like, Sydney and Gail are going and doing that while the twins and the kids were doing the bar scene. Mm-hmm. That was kind of where so we were talking about the bar scene. Yep. The other scene that was going on, they kept cutting back and forth, intercutting to these too. But while the bar's happening, Sydney and Gail are doing that John Doe thing, and that's where, Marco did the whole John Doe, and before his memory from before. Lived in a room next to Carl. He tries to set it up that Stu manipulated Carl to be in the cult of Stu.
Yeah.
And I wish that would have been such a better movie.
I know.
It would have been such a better movie if there was if Stu really came up at the end and Stu had enlisted not only Carl, but enlisted Marco, Ethan Embry, and Ethan Embry was helping him enlist more and get them out onto the street, and these fucking crazy, mental patients were attacking Sydney.
And honestly, they could have had another movie where they just have him and pay him for one day, because he doesn't. He could have.
He could have just been there for the ending.
But he doesn't even have to be there in person. He could have just.
No, you just established that he started this cult.
Yes.
And Ethan Embry is now running the cult in his name.
Why didn't we rate this?
I know. It would have been such a better movie.
And I don't believe about the. Well, whatever. We'll get into that. The screen tests.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah. All right. So Minnie speculates Ghostface always had a personal connection to the target. Tatum should bring all of her friends together in one place. That's how we got there. Did all that. Mark ambushed.
Which I could see kids doing.
Oh, yeah. So and then while they're all that. So everybody goes and leaves Mark alone at home. Remember? So now everybody is gone.
Yes.
Mark has been attacked now in the house.
Oh,
this was the next unbelievable part that I called absolute bullshit on. I got so mad at this. I got so mad.
You got mad at a lot of stuff.
Finally got to talk about this. Dude, Scream movies make me mad.
I know.
I did this last time when I had to rant. But it was well-deserved on that last one.
This one is not as bad.
Yeah, but some of this stuff is egregious. That's why I get mad, because there's such an easy fix for some of it.
And all of this being said, us ripping it apart, we did have fun with this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still giving it a decent score, but it definitely.
All right, go, because I didn't think, again, we're going to say different, what you're about to go ranting on.
Yeah, well,
I didn't find it as unbelievable.
So Mark is at home, and, multiple problems here. Tatum is just left with the friends, Sydney's off with Gail, and fine, they have killed Carl, but everybody knows, especially the characters in this fucking movie, that there's always at least 2 killers. So everybody should still be on guard. We only got one. So either Stu's still out there for real or somebody else. Common sense, which doesn't exist in movies, right? Stick together, or, be prepared, be kind of on high alert. Situational awareness.
Come on, Boy Scouts.
Especially for a fucking police chief. The lack of situational awareness in this scene. He is in his house, and we hear something crash.
Yeah, in
the garage.
And you can. They have like the.
And this is the first time we see the garage. He goes into the garage, and of course, there's work being done on the garage, so there's tarps, transparent tarps up all over the place. We haven't established this. This is a small pet peeve of mine. It's fine. I'm not going to spend too long on it, but we have never established that there's work going on in the house. We have never been in this room before. It's just convenient. Oh, yeah, let's throw some tarps up because it's creepy adds to the...
They had that in the beginning of the movie. The workers were there.
Were they?
Yeah, they actually had a whole scene.
So they did have a scene with them? Okay.
They did. They were being loud.
I didn't catch it. Okay.
No. We definitely
all right, fair
did.
enough.
This is not the first time we saw that space.
All right, then I stand corrected. Fair enough. Okay. At any rate, he goes into the room. Now he heard something crash. You just had a killer try and kill you by dropping out of your fucking ceiling. You are a cop. Do you not go in... At least with your hand on your gun, you're in your uniform.
Nah, he should have pulled it out. Yeah.
At least on your gun, unclip the safety strap on your holster. Have your gun on the ready. Walk in. He goes in and he sees. We don't know what it is that fell. He sees it's this metal toolbox filled with metal tools that fell from this table that's about as tall as this.
And he thinks the wind fucking...
And he looks over and the wind's blowing from underneath the fucking open garage door, and there's like the tarps are blowing, and he just picks up the tools like, oh, the wind must have blown this over.
Yeah, now I'm saying...
He doesn't take his gun out, doesn't get suspicious that somebody is trying to lure him into the fucking garage by knocking it over.
It's like...
It's just so fucking stupid, and it makes no sense for a cop to not have the situational awareness to have his fucking gun out and be ready right now. Mm-hmm. I have trained with a lot of police officers. I've trained with military. You are always ready. I don't even sit in restaurants where I can't see the door because of my situational awareness. She'll tell you, I have to be facing...
I'm the same way, though. I give you that, but that's usually me.
But that's what I'm saying about situational awareness. Some people always have their head on a swivel.
I am constantly...
You're ready for something to happen. And you can't tell me that this dude is just going to be like, oh, and then he goes over and just shuts the garage door.
I know.
Not even suspicious that somebody might have come through it.
It was believable for a normal person to maybe be that dumb. Because I know a lot of dumb people.
Right. If this was just a normal dude, maybe.
But a cop,
there's no fucking way.
Is he like police chief too?
He's the chief. He was the chief of police. There is no fucking way this guy does not have his gun out and is looking around, turning lights on, pulling the tarps down. And of course, he gets tackled and stabbed like a fucking stuffed pig in the tarp by the killer.
And doesn't die.
And I believe it's her that supposedly did that too, because she drags him out later in the tarp at the end of the movie. So I think we're supposed to believe that it's her because, well, no, actually.
I mean, she could have stabbed him.
Is it him? This is where it would have to be one of them. Well, no, because Ethan Embry is at the Institute while she's talking to them. So it has to be her.
Okay.
And she must have done the kids too. She did all the killings then here.
I don't know. We would have to go through each one.
Yeah, I'd have to check the times, because that's crazy. Because
there's somewhere online where somebody broke this down. There's got to be a scream group.
It's getting later in the night, I guess, at this point, when they're interviewing and the tavern takes place. So she could have stabbed the shit out of Mark earlier in the day, then went to the tavern.
Yeah, because it was still light out.
Yeah.
It was still light out.
So, but yeah, that whole scene in the garage, just awful, man.
If you had a killer, no, you just made a perfect point. Even if he didn't have his, he would have went in there just pulling the tarps down. Yep. Because no matter what,
gun out, pulling the tarps down, pulling them back,
you just had a killer there. Who cares about this work being done?
Yep.
He would have ripped everyone down as he was going forward.
Yeah, total bullshit scene. So, all right. So now we get what do we got? Where are we at? Ghostface kills Meeks twins. Ben. Oh yeah. So then we have the Ghostface chasing Tatum through the streets. Ben finds her, and then we had that whole scene with the deep fake laptop in the car. Her boyfriend finds her. And now earlier in the movie, they had set this up because they were like, oh, Ben, you're good with computers. You look in and see if that's something you can do with deepfake. So Tatum gets in the car and finds the deepfake that Ben has been working on.
This is something that I do not necessarily agree with you, because I could see. You say I could see this happening.
I found it believable to a certain extent. Just a certain extent.
I could see somebody.
It was very believable up to a certain extent. Do you want to do the scene, or you want me to do it?
Well, no. So he has the
laptop.
The laptop.
She opens it up.
They asked him to try to see if he could recreate it and see if it's believable. So he's trying to. So she opens it up and she sees Stu. And he says,
a screen next to it with his face.
With his face.
Showing that it's on the green screen.
Yeah, it was him creating that. And it's just this one line. And the second I saw it, I was like, oh, here they go. They're just going to play this out like he's
But it's like the worst line imaginable from the phone calls, where it's like the super threatening line.
Yeah, but
of course, they went with the most threatening line they could possibly find.
But in that moment, he's trying to recreate it. That's the most memorable line from that phone call. So that's probably the only one that he had in his head.
Wow. I just find it. My nitpick was I found it odd that he would use just that specific line. Like, you could just say anything and see if it sounded like
I think you're getting way too nitpicky with that, though. With all this stuff.
But this is what I mean with the writing. Like, if you're going, they're red herring us. They're trying to set him up as a red herring.
Yeah, that's how horror movies are.
I get it, but you didn't they went too far at that point. Like, I believed it when it was just okay, you said him to try and do that. But to add that he actually said the line.
I never believed it.
No, I didn't. I never believed that he was him either.
But
I believe that he was just trying to deepfake, to practice, to try and do the deepfake. I believed that the kid wasn't the killer, that he was just doing it to try. I didn't believe that he would say that actual line. That's what I'm saying.
See, I believe that he would. Yeah. I think any teenager that gets something, hey, can you see if you could do this? Yeah, okay, what was it?
I'm gonna cut your fucking guts out. Yeah. It was like a violent, angry line. I just don't think that he would do
Okay, and I'm going to disagree, because I would think that you would want the most kind of let me show all my emotion.
I will, so if you're going to accept that he says that line, then I accept that she would smack him in the face with the laptop after seeing that footage.
Didn't she do that?
She did.
Okay.
So I believe, I totally thumbs up and support her smacking him in the face with that laptop because he recorded that line. And I would 100% believe he's the killer too, if I opened that thing up and saw that line was there.
Or that's the whole point of that whole thing. However,
but again, I just don't believe that he would do that line.
I just think a teenager would. He's trying to prove that he could deep fake well enough. He's going to use the one with the most emotion and the one line from the. I just saw it as any stupid teenager even would say. They wouldn't be like, "Hello, dear. How are you?" You know. Something.
I mean, why wouldn't he say, "What's your favorite scary movie?" or one of the lines that everybody says to Sydney when they call her on the phone?
Because that's not what he remembered from the phone call. That's what I think. You're forgetting that people are creatures.
I don't think that he just remembered the phone call. I'm sure Sydney gave him like the voice time.
Either way, that's the most memorable point.
So he would have had the whole call there.
That's the most memorable.
I get it. I just don't think that would have been the line to go with if you're recreating something.
I'm not saying whether it was or it wasn't the right line. I'm saying that it's believable that somebody would do that. Because
I just don't believe it. For me, that pushed the believability. That pushed the suspension of belief too far. I was willing to believe it. Everything in there up until he said that line.
You said that, and I just disagree. I think that teenagers do stupid stuff all the time.
All right. So, let's see. She knocks him out, runs away. Ghostface kills Chloe Lewis, blah, blah. Oh, okay, so then Ghostface kills Ben. Tatum runs to Sydney's coffee house. Sydney calls Tatum and tells her to lock herself in the office and get a gun from the safe. Following Sydney's instructions, Tatum shoots Ghostface from behind a wall, and once outside the office, she finds a second Ghostface at the front door. Okay, before we get there, this is a whole thing too. When Sydney was driving in the car, right, and the car stopped working. Why she couldn't drive to the thing? So she starts running?
No, she didn't have the keys. The keys.
She didn't have the keys.
She didn't have the keys.
And where were the keys?
It was explained, and I don't remember. It was explained.
I'm just wondering, like, how
I'm trying to think.
I'm just wondering how far from her house her coffee shop is, and was it really feasible to run on foot to the coffee shop?
Well, no, but what else?
Rather than go back and get the keys, get another car, call the police, call somebody, call an Uber, I don't know. Do something besides try and run on foot across town to the coffee shop.
Well, we don't know if it was across town.
We don't know anything. All we know is that she never made it. She calls her, and instead of calling the police, she calls her and talks her through the gun thing.
That's the part that it's not her running, it's not her not having keys, it's not calling the cops to go there.
It's not?
No, like...
Wait, it's not? Because that was everything to me. I'm like,
sorry.
Why are we doing all this?
I meant it's not all the other things. It is that she didn't call the cops. Like, that's the thing that gets me the most.
Yeah, like the first thing you do, especially if you're on keys,
it's not having
where she
keys.
is.
It's not running across town because you can't.
Nobody's calling the fucking cops in this. Nobody.
They did once. They swept the house, and then I guess they all disappeared.
Her daughter's inside the fucking in the coffee shop. She doesn't call the cops. The killer's on her tail. She doesn't bother calling 911. Calls her mom, right? Or who calls? Who calls who?
No, Nev calls her because remember the phone rings and she has to silence it real quick.
Oh yeah.
She's hiding.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like doo-doo-doo-doo. And I said this out loud. I go, what teenager?
Oh yes, yeah. I said it too. Yep, 100%. There's another 100% unbelievable fucking moment.
What teenager
Nobody has the ringtone on.
Ringtone on.
I'm fucking old and I don't even use a ringtone.
I have my vibrate on because I just need that on. But no, my 10-year-old doesn't keep her volume on, and
my son doesn't use his ringtone.
It drives me crazy too because I'll be like,
ringtone on.
She doesn't even have her vibrator. I'm like, come on, turn it on so I can.
So unbelievably poorly written right there. I was just like, come on.
And listen, it was the most old freaking senior citizen
ringtone
ever. I don't know.
Like a custom ringtone.
I don't even know if it was that, but that's what I'm saying.
No, it was like a generic ringtone that comes with the phone.
I was like, what? What?
Yeah.
But no, kids that literally, especially teenagers in high school or at college level, they don't want to be embarrassed and have their ringtone go on.
No, not at all.
Oh my God. This is 2026, people.
Happened.
That's probably the most unbelievable thing in this entire movie. Let me just say that. I said that out loud at you in the thing. I was like,
unbelievable.
Who?
Yep.
Now, look.
No, absolutely. And then she had her phone. Why hasn't she called the cops yet? She gets in the thing and ducks down, and she's hiding for a good couple minutes.
She could have easily, and Nev,
and that's what happens. Nev gets the notification.
Alert. Yeah, she gets the alert that the alarm was tripped.
And that's when I was like, oh, here comes the Ring doorbell commercial. The security cam, the cloud. Here's the commercial for your cloud security cameras. Save your daughter from being killed by Ghostface.
Don't worry, you won't actually have anyone that goes there to help besides you on the phone telling her how to use a gun.
Right. The government will be watching, but we won't send cops or anything. We'll just survey.
And listen, they did, and one other thing I'm just going to mention right now. They did a good job making us believe that she just didn't want to talk about her past so much that's why her daughter Tatum doesn't know anything about self-defense. But then I was like, this is Sidney Prescott.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you teach your daughter, self-defense?
Yep.
I don't believe you have guns all over the house, and you're just going to assume that she can't use one?
Because now we get to the scene with her in the thing, and she has no idea, and she's afraid, and she's crying. That was horrible.
Listen.
I can't do it.
And we did need this moment. It was kind of...
Because her character has to grow, right?
Yeah, so I can dismiss this, but in reality, if this was reality, that traumatized mother would have her daughter, who she named after her
Tatum,
butchered freaking best friend.
100%.
She would be taking her to the range. She would be like, this is what you do. If anyone ever comes in the house, if I'm not here, here's a safe room, here's this.
If this was real life, it would have been Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, in the new Halloween remakes. Remember her daughter?
Yeah.
Her granddaughter was the one that was like, who didn't kind of get everything. Yeah. And her daughter was like, this is why we do what we do.
Exactly.
My mama taught me right. And was an ass-kicking survivalist.
Yes.
That's what you would have had.
But
that's
you have
what
a safe house, and the daughter doesn't even know it. Doesn't
even know it existed. She was like, what's this?
That's what no. If you had a life like Sidney Prescott, and the amount of Ghostface killers coming after you, you want me to believe
your daughter is going to be my kid would be trained in multiple martial arts.
Yes,
multiple weapons. She would know how to strip down multiple handguns, rifles, clean them, reassemble all that shit. I'd be timing them.
Forrest Gump. Done.
Absolutely.
Done.
Absolutely.
Done.
Strip it down, put it back together.
Jeez.
Go. Click. Mm-hmm.
No, there's no way that I didn't.
No, it's just so unbelievable.
I didn't believe.
And the teacher early on in the movie says it when she's all wishy-washy in her audition for the play. He's like, "Damn it, you're the daughter of Sidney fucking Prescott.
Yes.
Where's your balls?" He doesn't say those words, but it's essentially what he says.
Yeah. So where's your balls? Yes, that's essentially what he said.
I don't remember his exact words, but that's the gist of what he was saying. He's like, "Bitch, you're Sidney's daughter. You're supposed to kick ass."
We needed that part. We needed it. But like I said, I can.
We needed it because they set her up to be such a pussy through the first 2/3 of the movie. I can dismiss it
because there were multiple times where they were like, "Why didn't you teach her?" And Sydney's like, "I just wanted her to be a normal kid, and I just didn't want." So,
I sheltered her. I realized at the end, Sydney comes to grips with that too, that she babied her.
So look, okay, I get it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad of writing. However, if this was real freaking life, there is no way in hell you would have all these killers coming year after year after year, and your kids,
And you're not
by the
teaching
age
your
of
kid what the
5,
fuck they're doing
are
with a
freaking
gun.
black belts.
See, this girl couldn't even hold
And
a
out
gun.
back, boom, boom, boom.
Now you're going to have to turn off the safety.
I mean-
it's the little switch.
Yes.
Have you ever watched a movie? I mean, who doesn't know where the fucking safety is on a gun at this point?
And if you don't trust her with a Glock, give her a fucking shotgun, man. Just give that baby a shotgun to.
It was just so
That,
unbelievable.
like, she should at least know how to handle a long gun. I mean, come on.
All right, so let's get to another unbelievable part here, because there was let me see. Before we get to the ending, I want to talk about the part. I'm gonna go back to the nobody watches the fucking news thing again.
Oh, jeez.
And the absurdity of Sydney going on the news to do the interview with Gail live.
That wasn't
to draw him out.
No, it was a night. She has a night show. Like it was like
It was
interview.
no. She went on
like
to that guy's
Dateline,
show. There
which
was the other guy
I
who
still
kept.
watch ABC
Okay,
2020.
she went to the
Dateline.
local station. The guy gave her the spot, the local broadcaster, because he's there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you got to get to. Where's the interview?" Remember when she walked?
It was
when
a
she walked out?
nighttime,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But who? The plan was to go on the news and call him out, and just hope he's watching the news, hopefully live at that moment.
I think you're very displaced with how many people actually
I
watch the
am,
news.
because I never watch the fucking news.
I know you're very. I feel like you're just. You don't understand.
I don't know
ABC
anybody.
and 2020
even
the live.
old people that I know don't watch the news, babe. I don't
my
know
God.
who these people are that watch the news.
I don't.
And here's the other question.
I don't know. I do.
Here's the other question, though. Here's the other question. Okay. We don't know who Ghostface is. What makes you think he's watching TV at that moment? What if he has a job? What if he's working?
Yes, he has a
What if he
job
has
in killing people.
Okay. I mean, Ethan
No.
Embry had a fucking job. What if he was cleaning bedpans at the institution?
Okay. Do you want to know how they do this? Just like I tune into.
It's just silly, man. It's just fucking silly.
Can I finish what
Go
I was
ahead
saying?
and finish. I'm just saying it's fucking silly.
I know that you think that because you don't have cable here or anything, but like usually when they have something like an interview, like when R. Kelly's interview, we all watch that live. It was only 3 years ago. Everyone watched that ABC live. You see something coming on.
I know, but when R. Kelly did his interview, R. Kelly didn't go, "Hey, let's go do an interview right now." It was advertised. People knew that it was
I get
coming.
that, but
this was like spur of the moment. What if Ghostface was taking a shit and playing?
I was just going to address that, but that's okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they could have said this just in, and then on social media, and then everywhere. It's like, oh, there's going to be a live interview in an hour. Tune into this. It's not that unbelievable because most of us go, holy crap, with Corey Feldman, I literally tuned in, you know.
And Corey Feldman was advertised. You keep referencing interviews that were advertised.
I'm saying that people watch them, and if you see it on social media or anywhere, this is going to be in an hour. People see that in all the news. I don't know what they did because we're not showing all that.
I'm not saying some people would not have seen it, but the chances of Ghostface seeing it,
okay,
especially if he's out killing people. I mean, he's got people to kill. Is he spending his time watching the news, or is he out stalking Sydney and her friends?
Think about your phone and the notifications that pop up. Oh, Ghostface.
I just
anything.
find
You would have notifications come in, Ghostface live, and whatever.
I just
he
found
could
it
have.
a little silly.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't see it as that. I mean, it was.
And it didn't work
It didn't
anyway.
work. It was kind of like a.
It was just like, why don't we just kill some time with something dumb? Like, it didn't move the plot along at all. It didn't.
That I agree with. I don't see it as far-fetched them trying to do it. However,
other than it finally gave Gail an interview with Sydney.
But she did it.
Right.
And we had to have that moment where they got mad at each other.
Right. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
They got mad at each other.
Where she pushed too far in the interview and they got mad. That was like. And that was it. That was the extent of the interview. She asked one question, Sydney got mad and walked off.
I actually was waiting for him because if he called in, I would be like, this is usually what happens with killers and, every family.
Right, but you have to be on. again, I would have found it more believable if they stayed on. They were on for a while. If we had a session where it was like a little segment, almost like you know.
And then when we came back from commercial break, then he called.
Right.
Yeah.
And he could have been like, I just finished killing so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. You know, then that would have been fun.
That's more believable.
But the fact that he didn't call in, like, it just makes it didn't work. What made you think that would work in the first place?
Well, you called it. Ghostface wasn't watching. It was a little weird. Like, it was like, we just needed this moment. Well, she could have just said something in passing that pissed her off. Like, did we need this whole...
I know. It was just a lot for nothing. It was a lot for nothing.
Yeah, it kind of was. That I'll agree with.
There was nothing, it didn't, because they leave because Ghostface is off killing somebody somewhere else and they hear about it.
I think that part of me thought that this moment was more of like the nostalgia because she asked her for interviews for so long.
Yeah, again.
Like we were just kind of checking off bucket list things. Like
again, but that's not good writing. That's forced writing.
Yeah.
Good writing serves the plot. Every scene serves the plot. Everything that you have, everything. And if it doesn't, that's how you edit a script. You go in and does this really help serve the plot, move the plot forward? Nope, then take it out. So
yeah, I agree.
All right, so now let's get to our ending. So we get, Tatum shoots from behind the wall. Let's go there first, because that was dumb too.
Where are we at now?
Right before the final reveal. Tatum, remember she tells her to shoot. Tatum shoots through the wall.
Yeah.
Ghostface goes down. We all knew he was wearing a vest.
Oh my God, this part pissed me the F off.
She comes out of this fucking office.
Why?
And still talking on the phone and she's telling her, shoot him in the fucking head, shoot him, hurry up. And she fucking hesitates. Yeah, why even come out of the fucking office?
Why? No person ever
Why even come out of the office?
You know your mom's coming. You know your mom's coming.
And there should have been cops on the way. I mean...
You know you're safe in there. What?
Why even open the fucking door?
Especially if you're that hesitant. Why?
Yep.
Any scared teenager would not have gone out.
Yep.
No.
Why even open the door?
No.
Oh my God. You see what I'm talking about? About these dumb decisions?
That pissed me off.
Writing.
That pissed me off. The whole ending pissed me off way more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Anything in the movie.
Was absolutely awful.
I was there.
As soon as she opened the door, I was like, oh my God, why you open the door? Just wait for help to get there.
Oh my God.
And then you're going to stand there and linger over the fucking body and not just double tap it in the fucking head.
Dude, no. Nope. It's unbelievable. And if you're that scared, you would not have opened that fucking door.
Yep, exactly.
You would not have.
You would have sat there and been like, Mom, I can't go out. I'm just going to wait for you to get here.
Yes.
And your mom would have been like, okay, baby, just stay there. I'm calling the cops. I'll be there in a minute.
First off, I would have just told my kid, you stay there.
Yep, don't move. Just stay there and wait for me.
I would have told my daughter not to go out and shoot him twice in the head. Or once in the head, or what? I wouldn't have been like. I would have been like, wait until I get there.
Don't open the door for anybody but me.
Yes, I will shoot him. I will shoot him.
So yeah, totally bullshit. Open the goddamn door. So she gets kidnapped. Oh no! Once outside the office, she finds a second Ghostface at the front door. But she didn't shoot the one that was down.
She didn't.
So that's how she lost the gun.
I didn't want her leaving the room in general.
Right.
The second she walked out and was like shaking.
Right. All right.
And what's his name had the one on the ground had to be Ethan Embry because he had unless they both had vests on.
Yeah. All right. So Sydney shows up. I think the gun was on the floor and Tatum's nowhere to be found. And Stu calls Sydney and reveals Tatum is being held captive at home. Bring it on home, Sydney. Sydney finds a televised message from Stu, who then proceeds to change his face into previous Ghostfaces, Nancy Loomis, Roman Bridger, as well as Sydney's close friend and Gail's late husband, Dewey Riley, to tell Sydney he is returning to how the Woodsboro killing started.
I like this moment.
I like that they worked the cameos in there, and again, the AI.
That moment, we definitely knew it was a deep fake,
Well, we knew that they were using a deep fake, but we didn't know that Stu still wasn't alive at this point.
No.
It wasn't until the second unmask.
We could have,
They still had us going. I mean, you could have been doing both. Stu could have really been alive and been deep faking the whole time.
Or we could have just left it open at the end.
Totally. It could have not been a deep fake, and it could have really been Stu.
Or it could have been, but we didn't know, or we didn't know if it was or wasn't, kind of thing.
So, let's see. Oh, Halloween person is being forced to watch a captive beloved at home. So Sidney goes outside and finds Tatum tied to a chair while Ghostface holds her at knife point, mimicking the very first kill of the very first Scream movie.
Yes.
And they did this a bunch too. They had the scene earlier in the movie with the boyfriend going through the window, like Billy Loomis.
Oh, yeah.
And we go, oh, that was like Billy, like really no, oh, that was cute, that was like Billy Loomis. The audience gets it. For the record, writers of Scream, Kevin Williamson and whoever else wrote on this, we got it.
We didn't need you to go, I had a boyfriend that did that. So like,
yeah. Well, no,
Sydney.
Not only did she say it, but the boyfriend says it. I figured it would be romantic since Billy did it for your mom.
Which, why would, is that what he said? Is that really what he said? No, he said, I just watched Stab.
Yeah, I watched Stab, and I figured I hadn't done it yet, and Billy did it for your mom.
Yeah, so let me pretend to be a killer.
Yeah.
That tried to kill your mom.
So that's the start of the red herring, but also it was just like, okay, yeah, you literally didn't have to have him say that line. We all would have fucking got the reference. We all would have got the reference, and we all would have gotten the implication that he might have been the killer by doing that without him actually saying the line.
The only reason I would think that he would have to do that is if he thought that his audience did not see all the other Screams. But why would you go into 7 not seeing any of them?
Right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did he think that Tatum didn't know that Billy climbed in the window?
She kind of acts like she doesn't
Did she never watch the movies?
She said, I don't think she did. She kind of was, I don't know, but she was acting like she didn't know. And every time I ask my mom, she doesn't tell me. Well, just watch the movies. They're literally.
So yeah, that was awful. All right, so anyways, she finds Tatum tied to the chair, Ghostface holding her at knife point. Ghostface reveals himself as Marco. Oh! Nobody was shocked.
No, I don't think
Nobody went, in the movie theater. Everybody went,
Do you think they knew that nobody would be shocked? Do you think they actually think that they could have gotten us with that?
I do wonder if, like, they made it very obvious that who one of them was.
That's what I thought,
to try and make the focal point, which one was Stu, who was the other one? Is the other one Stu, or is the other one someone else? And they kind of just give you the first. But I still don't like it.
No.
Like, I understand. I get it might have been the thought process behind it. It's Ethan Embry. We don't really care. Let's let the audience know who one of them is this time.
No, but if they would have had a actor, that lesser known actor, then we would have had, because we still would have been sus of that character. Mm-hmm. Would we have that? Is it the neighborhood Lucas boy that is obsessed? Right. Or is it Stu? Or is it the boyfriend? Like, you would have had more options. The second we saw Ethan Embry,
you know it's Ethan
Embry. Unless it was Stu and he came out as like a hero at the end or something and was like, I knew he was going to try and kill you.
Or he was like the secondary one. He was like the second, like...
If
the two of them were in cahoots together, I think that would have been better. Ethan Embry and Stu.
You know what I think would have been better? If he wasn't any of the killers, and it was really Stu Macher and somebody else that we don't know. Maybe, and then Ethan Embry's character was like helping them. Like, then you're like, oh shit, he wasn't the killer. It was actually Stu and this person. Like, I don't know.
Yep. There's many ways it could go on.
Because if he came on the screen and I was like, oh shit, he's the killer, and then he turned out not to be the killer, then that would have been better.
Yeah.
The fact that you made him the killer and
make him a red herring.
Yes. Make him. Yeah.
You should have dropped him in and had him be more involved in the movie and then not been the killer.
Yes.
Would have been like,
that's my point. Yes, we'd be like, oh, you got us. You got us.
Yep.
Nope.
All right, so he reels in Marco. He talks about how he was into IT. I used to work at IT, so I'm good at deep faking.
Oh yeah, why did they?
It was just a line. He explained I forgot about that. How the supervisor at the institution knows how to deep fake shit because he used to work in IT. Just throw that in there. He did.
I think, like, I could probably figure out how to deep fake in, like, a day with YouTube. So you don't need to say anything.
Yeah. Well, then our other Ghostface comes walking up and reveals herself to be
Jessica
the neighbor, the 90-pound neighbor.
Anna Camp, if
Anna
you are
Camp,
familiar
yes.
with Anna Camp.
And, yes, she goes through explaining that after reading Sydney's autobiography, she came to the conclusion that Sydney succeeded because she killed those who tormented her, prompting Jessica to murder her abusive husband. But then she also went into the whole thing, and they tried to get meta here with how she was mad at Sydney now, though.
That's when I got so... Because she left her or something.
Because she didn't participate in New York. Where were you in New York, Sydney? Like, I was like, was this bitch in that last movie? I don't remember her.
I am still very confused because I was like, okay, I was following, and I was like, all right, abusive husband, okay, I get that. And then I was like, wait. And I asked you, I said, was she in the other movie and I just forget her character? She's mad at her for leaving and going to New York. And
yeah, it was so...
I didn't understand.
I didn't either. I was like, man, when they started talking about the ending, my head started swimming. I mean, I know what they're saying.
I still don't know what they were trying to say.
No,
why?
She killed the husband.
I get that part.
And Sydney was her idol.
Okay.
She idolized Sydney. So when the Ghostface killings took place in New York, she expected Sydney to go to New York and save the day. And when she didn't, she was sad.
Okay.
And so she decided to kill Sydney.
That's the part where I'm like, wait, what? And
she decided to teach Sydney a lesson by making her live out by passing on a generational trauma to her daughter. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No, listen. The other thing that doesn't make sense. So she went to the insane asylum, the psych ward, where she meets Carl and Ethan Embry, and somehow magically talks
them all into
killing Sydney too.
Yep.
Like, I felt like I just wish that they would have set up something. And we have to get to it wasn't Stu, and that it should have been Stu, because this doesn't make sense, and it was too convoluted of a story that I actually got lost in the reveal. I was like, wait, what?
Dude, the reveal was so long and convoluted.
Wait,
I was just like, just end this shit already. Literally, once they showed that it was her, I was like, just end the movie. I'm so disappointed right now.
If they could have said, if they could have just kept it at that one line, like, oh, and maybe her and Ethan Embry had a little relationship. Like, that would have been...
I kind of thought that was what was going on, too.
I thought that would have been... It would have been easier for her to go, yeah, I read your books, but you know what? You don't deserve to be the final girl. The final girl, something like that.
Right.
And then she goes, we fell in love, and Carl was just our pawn. Something like that, and we're gonna be heroes in this. I don't know. Very short. I could have worked with that a little bit better. When she brought up New York, I think that confused way more people, and because I was like, I know I hated the last one, but did I just forget that she was in it completely? Like, completely?
Yeah. Well, because they were trying to be meta and cute. and
it would have made more sense.
Outside the franchise, like the life of the franchise outside of the movie.
God, I feel like I could have written the ending, even if you wanted to use them.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me go over this real quick.
It could have been
the last little bits here, because I do want to address this one other thing, because it does clarify here. When Sydney disappeared, she goes on, when Sydney disappeared from public life and was not even present during the New York City killings, Jessica was disappointed, and discovering where Sydney had moved to, spent time at the mental institution where she met Marco. She ultimately moved next door to Sydney with her son Lucas, who she killed in the tavern as she considered him too similar to her husband. So we're supposed to believe...
Oh, God, you just hurt my ear.
Sorry.
God.
Sorry,
it just hit my ear. It took away.
Now you know how I feel when you cackle in my ear. But we're supposed to believe that this... I'll give her 115 pounds. This 115-pound woman lifted up a full-grown
150.
20-pound dude who would probably, at least
Even if he was
150,
130.
160.
Let's pretend he's 130.
Yeah, she's not even lifting her own weight up like that. Not from by the head. And dead weight. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
Have you? I have to lift 75 pounds at work. So I physically cannot.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
I need to.
And the awkwardness of a lifeless body.
I have a thing that they just said I have to be able to lift 100 or to lift 75 pounds, which I can do, but usually you need help. But I had to just prove that I could lift it. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And
yes, there's no way this chick's lifting that kid up.
No, and I weigh more than her.
Yep, no way. And
no.
You got the strength of like 3 Sasquatches.
Apparently, because big girls do that. According to you.
Sasquatch.
Big back. Wait, before you go on, I wanted to say something. Where were you just at?
Right in here.
Okay, this is the other thing, because I just realized. So she killed her husband.
Right. Killed her son.
No, I'm not there yet.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Killed her husband. I'm assuming, did she get away with it? Why was she in the mental institution? And why did she get to leave whatever town she killed him in to go into a mental institution? Okay, let's pretend.
I mean, maybe she got away with it, I guess.
Maybe she got away with it. And maybe she moved and said, okay, I need help. And then she just randomly buys a house.
Well, no, she moved to that. She says in the thing that she moved to that town. She found out where Sydney lived.
Yes.
So she moved there specifically to go to that.
Then went into the mental institution. Then bought the house.
Then bought a house. Yeah.
Who's gonna buy? Who's gonna?
I guess she
sell
went to the
her
mental
house?
Yeah.
So where was
her
the
kid
the
when
whole
she was in
time?
the mental institution? Yeah. Now, it doesn't make no sense. Hey, you got a valid, every one of it.
You just read that, and I was like, wait, what? This is my problem. I don't have a problem with all the others. I can get past a lot of the other stuff that we talked about.
I can't get past any of this shit.
No, I'm way
because there's so much. There's
this ending is way.
Oh yeah. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous
than
because they're just trying to write their way out of a box at this point.
They didn't even do it well, though.
No, it's terrible.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's terrible. There were fixes to the other things, like the cop in the garage. You could have easily fixed that. Just have him take his fucking gun out and be ready, and have him and the killer gets the jump on him. That's not hard.
I was dismissing it while watching because I was like, okay, and I can be very, I can try dismiss like things and try to keep
much
going.
easier going.
I'm much easier going.
Stuff, yeah.
This ending.
Awful. Yeah.
And even the daughter coming out, the whole ending, and not shooting him or her or whatever.
Well, yeah, because let's hold on to that thought.
Oh, God.
Hold on to that thought because we're about to end the movie.
Oh, God. What? Where
do you not remember how it ends? Jessica explains she will turn Tatum into the new Sydney by repeating the traumatic events that turned her into a final girl. But Mark cuts Tatum free, because Mark's still alive, even though he's been stabbed countless times as well.
And they just wheel him out.
They just wheel him out.
Drag him out.
Right there by Tatum's feet so he can take his pocket knife out. He didn't think to take his gun out when he was going to get killed, but he, takes his pocket knife out while he's bleeding out.
I didn't even think of that.
Wrapped in saran wrap and cuts Tatum's and cuts the fucking tape off Tatum's feet so that Tatum can go boom and bop the fucking bitch and break away, and then they fight.
Okay, can I say something real quick? This is one part that I did not understand. He cuts her feet. Her hands were never cut.
No, so she's just able to stand up, though, and headbutt backwards.
Oh, okay.
Because she couldn't even stand up when her ankles were taped to the... But did he cut tape... was it just one ankle that was taped?
No, they were...
They were both... Did he cut both of them? He just cut one? She had enough force with one ankle free to get out? At any rate, this is when Sydney had put the gun down and had the training survivalist instinct to have a second gun that we clearly see.
But not in her...
But not in her panic room.
Nope. Or not to teach her daughter how to use it.
Nope. So she hasn't got it back. So now...
Maybe her 4-year-olds that we don't know.
They're probably really good with guns.
Maybe they're really good.
Tatum's the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
She don't like
She was the protected one.
She was spoiled. The
4-year-olds are like,
the 4-year-olds are like Rambo. All right, so yes, as Tatum bops him and gets out of the way, Sid pulls her secondary handgun and bop, 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 shoots Marco, and he goes down, dead. Jessica flees and Sydney chases her. Then they fight, only stopping once Tatum shoots Jessica. So she got some balls all of a sudden.
It's not about balls. Somehow she has the aim.
Oh God, the aim and the recoil wasn't a problem either. I mean, she's
I've been
an
to the
expert
gun
marksman now at this point.
I've been to the gun range plenty of times, and it's been a while for me. And when I was actually going frequently, I could never hit the same spot twice, or I could never. I would get in the general vicinity of an area, but you want me to believe that this chick didn't go and just fall over?
Oh, it gets better. It gets better because you obviously don't remember what happens next.
I forget.
No, yeah, you do.
I do. It was 2 weeks ago.
Because if you thought that, I'm glad you just talked about how actual gun range experience, it's hard to group and keep the stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if you're firing in succession, to group your bullets.
Right.
Well, you don't remember? She shoots Jessica, and they go, oh, she's not down.
Oh.
And Jessica pops back up. And we get the scene with both Tatum and Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Whip the guns out.
Yes, that's right.
And bop, 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 bop.
Yes.
Like a dozen direct hits to the face.
Yes, I remember. And
blasting chunks of face off.
I forgot.
And it was cool looking. It was cool looking.
And it's badass moms.
Badass mom, badass daughter. But I'm supposed to believe that
Were they one-handed?
Oh, yeah, they were both just like, bop, 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 bop.
I forgot.
Like turn,
now
look,
I remember.
Like they weren't looking, and all of a sudden she popped up, and they both just turned and looked.
You think that 17-year-old girl's shoulder could handle that? Look, and I know it was like a Glock, right?
But
it wasn't even that.
But the grouping, like you just said,
Yes.
the grouping. You expect me to believe that she just fucking grouped every shot on this chick's face? This is like the second or third time she's fired a gun in her life.
My paper, it might be like the chest would be like boop. Boop, boop, and then random on the head, and then run over here. I would have ran, but I would try. I would really try, I would get like somewhat in the chest range, but there would always be usually like my first and maybe my last after my shoulder would go at like random ones, but like. Even in the same,
Tatum was a fast learner.
A chest, not the.
Tatum was a fast learner.
No, it doesn't.
Third time shooting a gun, she had
like
perfect.
What's her name from Stranger Things? It's just a perfect marksman.
Perfect grouping in the face.
Second time you ever held a gun.
Totally ridiculous. It was a good effects and
this
fun,
chick.
It's just totally ridiculous.
It would have been more believable if it's like, babe, take this shotgun.
Yeah.
You ain't missing with this thing.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Spray.
But in the scene, she had just gotten. It was whatever was in.
No, I know, but
coffee shop. So, but they should have had a shotgun in the fucking panic room.
I know.
You can't miss with a shotgun in close quarters.
Yes.
You should have had multiple shotguns in the panic room.
Oh, that's the thing. Especially if you're not going to teach your kid, at least teach her how to use a shotgun because
spray and pray.
Yes. That would have hit.
You don't have to have aim if you have a shotgun.
Exactly.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. We've been ranting for a while. It's late.
It's like 2 hours.
No, this is a long one. Thank you all for sticking around with us for this one, man. We did some ranting, both of us. Steph got in on the ranting tonight, too. Look at that.
Listen.
Usually it's just me and her going, no, he was okay.
No, I'm still I still was trying to reel you back sometimes because a lot of it, I'm going to keep my score at the 6.5 out of 10 because I do mine out of 10.
Right. Yeah, well, I did.
Because
I'm doing mine out of 10 as well.
I did 6.5 out of 10.
I thought you said 7, didn't you?
No. So what
you said 6.5 or 7.
No, can I?
You said 6.5, 7.
Can I finish my sentence?
6, 7.
Okay. The amount I heard that tonight because my father's birthday today. He turned 67.
Oh God.
Which was all night. So anyway, no. What I said was, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I said, but for nostalgia, I'll give it a 7. That's what I said for our spoiler free. So I still would do that. I think I still, but overall, 2 weeks later, maybe I would drop it down 6 out of 10 for writing and 6.5 out of 10 for nostalgia. I don't know. I'll just still give it a 6.5 out of 10, just overall, because I had so much fun with it. I'm just going to say I really did in the moment. The ending, it felt, I got so disappointed in the ending that it just pissed me off. But the whole movie, the fun of it, the nostalgia points, the cameos, the little thing, the kills were great. So there's so much. There's so much that was fun, and
The scene was excellent.
I could dismiss a lot of the things that we kind of ripped apart tonight. I really could. I could dismiss a lot of it. However, the ending just brought it down so much. So, because I had so much fun, I'm just going to keep it at a 6.5 out of 10.
All right. Well, I'm dropping my score a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just do a 5, just a flat 5. I was a 6 before, a 6.25 or something, maybe 6.5 as well. And I had fun with it.
No, you said 3.25 out of 5, so you'd be a 6.5, yeah. That's a big drop.
The 4DX definitely upped my enjoyment at the time.
The fight scenes.
The fight scenes were great. The action was great. The ending really let me down. I don't like the not bringing Stu back aspect of it. I just really like, and going back and like, there's a lot of forgettable characters. There's, the twins thing. They were just useless. And again, they survived somehow. They're bulletproof. There's so many like bad decisions. The writing was just so questionable. Aside, like the action was solid. I really enjoyed the action. I really enjoyed the opening scene. Very well written. Very well done. But trying to cobble together, the original and smashing it into what 5 and 6 were doing and trying to make it all kind of piece together just doesn't work. It was too like lopsided. Like I had stuff that I really, really dug and really reminded me of the old original Scream. And then I had stuff that I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Mm-hmm. So, I'm just going to drop in the middle on 5.
All right.
That's just because now look, there's so much.
There is so much. At the time, I still overall think I was very forgiving. However, this kind of it makes sense at our Rotten Tomatoes scores. The critics were 32% and the audience is 76%. Yep. Because it was so much fun when you're seeing it. So you leave the theater feeling fun. We had a good time, but overall, just the choices.
Yeah, well, and when you look at the audience and the critic score, obviously, audiences are much more forgiving with stuff like plot holes, plot inconsistencies, character inconsistencies. People just want to go to the movies and have a good time, and if it's their favorite franchise, go. We
saw this with the Five Nights.
That's what I was going to say.
Freddy, I know.
Go look at the scores for Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a terrible fucking movie, but the audience still loved it because it's fan service. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much what I enjoyed about Scream 7 was the fan service, the nostalgia, the hearkening back to the originals. Give me the stuff that I liked about Scream, because the fan service was the only stuff that was written well.
Well, I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy 2 just came up first. 16% critique and 84%
for the audience.
Yeah. So it's same type of thing.
I mean, critics actually know what is supposed to be in a good movie. They know character arcs, character development, plots and subplots.
Here's two critics. One, if there's a single witty idea in the entire 2-hour slog, I missed it. And here's another one. There just isn't that much meta commentary you can supply for horror franchises this deep into their existence, except that they mostly suck. So they probably have trouble with anything that has 7 movies anyway.
Yeah. No,
straightforward cash grab, whatever. I get it.
Well, yeah, they had to make a 3rd movie of the trilogy.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm okay with it. You're going to keep doing stuff. I'm all right with it.
Yep. And they're going to make another one because they already announced it.
Yeah, and we'll see it.
This one was the...
it's going to be
like the 4th largest grossing horror franchise, or something like that.
Probably.
This one was the most money made by any movie in the Scream franchise, that's for sure. It's the number one in its franchise at the box office.
Oh, well, that's good. Yep. So what I see happening is them completely starting over.
With Isabel May as Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they'll work in the twins.
Yeah.
And try and call that their connection to the OG still.
We're going to still see them, but I have a feeling I'm going to hate it. However, I don't know how they're going to bring, unless Matthew Lillard's just in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a feeling I'm going to bail out after the next one.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to depend on the cast, if they're likable or not.
I know.
I mean, Tatum wasn't anything special in this. Isabel May, she was okay. Like, I could take her or leave her. The character, she didn't have a whole lot to do with. She was like a wishy-washy character. I wasn't.
Yeah, I agree.
By the end, I'm supposed to believe that she's like some badass chick with a gun just because she's Sidney Prescott's daughter. But when, like, literally the scene right before it, she was afraid to even hold the gun.
No. No. Nope. All right, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, that's going to do it, Boo Believers. Hope you enjoyed this flambeing of Scream 7. Again, enjoyed it. It was a good sit. Recommend watching it. See if you could pick out all the inconsistencies if you haven't when you do. But yeah, and most of you that are watching this have probably seen it already. Leave some comments. Leave some messages or whatever, and let us know what you thought. Let us know if you spotted some of these things, if you had some of the same questions we did. Or if you were just like, fuck all that, I'm here for a good time.
Yes, because so many people talk like that.
All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next episode for our top 10 zombie movies of all time with our new co-hosts.
Yes.
Until then, Boo Believers, stay spooky.
Bye, Scream Hearts.